Avast ahoy and good day once again to ye mateys. I be your judiciously tentative and cautiously alert DM Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more excitement than discovering that the communal gimp has my favourite kind of coffee to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove for a brand new system. Thirsty Sword
Gimp.
Lesbians.
Tell me.
I know I made him, but I hate this.
I am streaming today to you from Wajakanunga land, and I'd like to pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. With me, I have me hearty crew, the attentive Daria surname redacted, the circumspect Malaika Moon, the vigilant Ardanna, the prudent Knight Geo, and the guarded Sir Terris. And a bunch of very, very generous people in chat, you bloody champions. Look at that hype train going there. Choo-choo, motherfuckers!
Choo-choo!
So,
made it worse.
let's talk about these lovely people, shall we? Geo, you generous mofo, who the absolute heck are you?
Hi, my name is Geo. You can find me on the channel called OzQuest from such short films as I am playing Jad's Adamant, and on this channel I was playing Hawa, the sloth, who absolutely everyone adores and teleports. But tonight, I will be reprising good old Charlie Vex, our little sweetheart with a very interesting past. We'll get to that, or who knows. But, thank you. I love to be here. I'm excited to be here, and I'm surrounded by the most amazing people I've ever met in my life.
Wow. A solid call. I don't disagree, but that's a big call. Because you know Promethean. And thank you very much for the biddies and everybody, and the subs and all the things, you freaking legends. All right, Ardanna, who the heck are you?
Hi, I am Ardanna, or Joe. I am the GM and channel runner over at the Lorite, and I, from time to time, have the immense pleasure of GMing 7C for Josh the Pirate, and also had the incredible honor of DMing Curse of Hearts this past Saturday, where we met our second milestone in our fundraiser for the Trevor Project.
Yay.
It was
Yay!
incredible amount of fun. You should
Crushed
check
it.
it out.
It was very fun, can confirm. Daria, who the absolute heck are you?
I'm Daria. I'm an artist. I did some channel art and emotes for over here, and I just vibe around usually on Thursdays with Humblewood crew. Bow.
Pew pew pew. And Malaika, who the heck are you?
Hello. I am Malaika. I'm a singer, dancer, burlesque, gremlin, and do all sorts of kind of fun things when I can summon the energy to leave my house. I
feel that. That's a vibe.
It is so much the vibe, especially since it's so cold at the moment. We're rocking in the southern hemisphere, people speaking, because I know people in a particular country that won't be mentioned think that their seasons are the only seasons.
Oh, that's so true. It's funny because it's true.
Yes, very cold, so even more difficult to leave the house. But yes, I sing, I burlesque, I do all sorts of fun things, and right now I'm here today to play Thirsty Sword Lesbians with these wonderful folk.
You absolutely are, and it's a pleasure to have you. Terris, who the heck
Hello.
are you?
Oh, right, yes, me. Hi, I am Sir Terris, your friendly neighborhood ferret. I pop up around the internet wherever D&D and other TTRPGs are played, including over on the Lorite channel, occasionally on a microbiologist channel, and of late here playing things like Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Yay! I'm not streaming myself yet, but soon mice. That is all.
It's like, suddenly, pineapples. Soon, mice.
I need to know what mice is. I'm now.
Terris has
entranced.
mice. Terris has pet mice. And there will be... Well, you can tell. Why am I telling?
I have recently become the proud parent of some Spinapex hopping mice. They're they're an Australian native mouse. And as soon as I get the cage set up to my liking, I will be live streaming them for possibly 24-hour streams or possibly
Damn.
just when I'm not around, so people can also enjoy their antics.
May I
gonna-
suggest putting a small hot tub in the cage? That way it can go in pools, hot tubs, and pole dancing.
Yes.
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 And it would just confuse people because you get Amaranth and then you. And
I
Yeah,
like
right
this idea.
next to Amaranth, there's Terris's mice.
well,
yeah.
so what's often next to Amaranth is actually the Marine Mammal Rescue, which live streams otters nearly 24/7, and it's solid. I definitely follow it, and I heartily endorse everybody else do it too. It's extremely cute.
But do I put a little hot tub or do I put a little pole in there?
Yes.
For pole
Both.
dancing?
Yes.
Both.
Hot tub in
Also,
a pole in the hot tub.
I'm not entirely sure how to put this, but in Swedish, the nickname for a certain biological female part is mouse.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
So
I'm-
it
I'm
would
just-
fit in with the Amaranth theme there.
I'm just vaguely concerned that these mice, some of them may actually be pregnant right now.
Oh.
So that would be pregnant pole
drama.
dancers.
No, it's the drama of it all. You know,
Yes.
who's the dad?
Yeah, spill the
Who's
tea.
the kid arriving?
Dan, spill the tea. We need
Well,
to get
I'm fairly sure there was some Brokeback Mountain action going on there because one
That
Mr.
I
Ned
can't-
Kelly.
I've
How
checked.
does that?
That doesn't necessarily generate offspring. That normally doesn't, in fact.
I don't know the
You
genders of
checked.
these
Hold
mice,
on,
but
you
I'm fairly
checked.
sure that Ned Kelly and Ben Hall were having relations. So they're all named after bushrangers. So yes.
I just think you need to put in some like classic Spanish telenovela music on for the drama that ensues.
Get people on to do voiceovers of the action.
Yes.
How dare you, Juanita? I trusted you.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué, Maria?
I like
Gotta
this
have
idea.
the beating of the heart as well.
The
Yes,
soap
and,
opera can
the
be
flashes.
called.
Yeah,
It can be
I
called
want a
as
voice
the
actor
wheel.
mouse.
It can be called as the wheel turns. Because
Oh,
like
yes.
hamster wheel.
And one of them, if you need a retcon at any point, you just put one of them in a shower. And
Yes.
then, yeah. He wasn't dead, it turns out. Oh my god.
It was all a dream.
Oh no.
I hate that.
That's possibly my favorite behind all of all of the interconnected soap operas are actually just a really in-depth maladaptive daydream happening in the mind of an autistic child looking at his snow globe.
And you can always just throw it down to like a bad batch of shrooms. Just somehow,
Yes.
just got bad batch of shrooms.
I
Done.
can't
gas
believe you
leak,
people
yeah.
don't think that TV is real. I cannot believe it. Where is this coming
It's
from?
where
Come on.
Daria learned to speak.
Exactly.
Goodness.
It's real, I tell you.
Wait, are you telling me that flying is an actual is not real?
You just
Well,
have to be
What?
wearing the right costume.
Oh.
Yeah, honestly, Gio, if you can't fly, that's a skill issue, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm now thinking greatest American hero.
I'm clearly not built different. So
Okay. Right. And Mesdames and
Okay.
Monsieur, Dames und Herren, beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsairs Cove, where I get easily distracted by my players, and where I play D&D games and other RPG-related things with some lovely people. And we raise money for people like the Trevor Project, who provide crisis support for LGBTQIA young people. We have a
Yay.
donation link, ! Donations. There. So every 5 Australian dollar dues you put in puts you into the draw to win one of 2 copies of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, the game what we are playing this evening, and also every $25 dues, so the next milestone being in $20 dues time, it will trigger a wild magic surge that I will make work in some way in the world. Maybe last time Plants grew, it wasn't that bad, but it was interesting.
how much did you say triggers that again?
Another $20 dues will do it. And there will, if we get to $100, our first goal, where there will be a reward for the players. So, I must also remind our wary, heedful, and possibly even leery audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We have all the ! Socials. Oikials. that one. Yes, did it. Good job, Josh. You can spell. We have a YouTube where you can check out all the episodes you may have missed, including last week's episode of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I hope you guys enjoy the progressively more and more complicated titles. Today we are Liquid Deficit Gender Rebels Wielding Thrusting Implements. Yeah, it's getting harder.
I love it. Thrusting implements.
I'm really glad that we're not doing a third part of this one shot because.
Are you sure?
Well, it's all up to you guys, really. I have no rush written on here.
Words.
And we have a Discord if you want to come and hang out with us there. Right there. I've said it now. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Ellie B, nice to see you. Hey, Crisp and Crunch, how are you, buddy? Right. Guys, what happened last time? For everyone's benefit.
Gosh. What didn't happen? So, the detective agency of this Thirsty Sword Lesbians is a bustling and busy place, and in the morning we all are summoned to talk to a new client next to our crazy wall. So the client this time is Sally von Rushman. She is a philanthropist, a recent widow, but just once widow. You know, she's a novice in the craft. So she inherited a lot of money, and she is as Claudia, as in moi, figured out, always next to some juicy stuff, but never in the center of the happenings. So we have to keep an eye on her there. And she came to the Thirsty Sword Lesbian Detective Agency because she is hosting a charity event where some amazing art will be displayed by Brian Furryporn. Yes.
Amusingly, his name
yes.
is actually Brian Sword.
Brian Sword. He also loves to handle thrusting implements, I suppose. And she is worried that the amazing mice fuckery art will be stolen because that has been the trend recently. Before that, in a concert hall and at a art gallery of a college of arts, stuff was yoinked right in the middle of the charity events, and us being the entrepreneurial, brave, and perceptive detectives that we are, we decided to take that on. The crew includes Maria, who is our a shoe-in for the leader of the crew. We have also Penny, who in the concert hall apparently came face to face with her past, and someone out there is looking for her, and she's not very happy about that. I think she's also a hive siren. It's to be determined. Yeah. We also have Rosella, a sweetheart, who is the newest addition to the crew. Charlie, who is a shimbo and helps people find some cushions and steal them. Some cushion for the pushin'. And Claudia, as in moi, the smartest, hottest, sexiest MILF in town. When we came to the concert hall, apparently Maria can talk to ghosts, and the ghosts told us that the stolen grand piano and the thievery is indeed somehow connected to Lady von Rushman. And we know that there are more than one person doing this. Someone to distract people, someone to, shut off the electricity, someone to yoink the piano without actually taking it somewhere. They make it invisible and then take it away later. Someone paid off the barman as well, so it's clearly someone with money and a little bit of a crew. So our next step is to go to the College of Arts to see what was the situation there, and in the evening we'll go to the benefit where we are kind of the security but also not. We're just trying to stop the thievery in media res, and also I acquired to in my set of little servants, other than the communal gimp, we also acquired the the director of the music hall, who will be my little eye in the sky, a little servant crow, like trailing the lady during the benefit, and we'll see what she does as well.
I really enjoy that you do this quite a lot. This is the Australia-New Zealand sign language for lesbian.
Hey, how did I know?
Because, and I love this reason. For relatively obvious reasons. But this, if you clasp your fingers around your chin, means English person. So
nice.
English
lesbian.
Yeah, English lesbian. It's very easy to say. But the reason for this is that it's the chin strap on a Bobby's helmet, on the helmet of a police officer.
That's fun.
I think in English sign language, I think this actually means police. This is lesbian.
Anything, it should be the other way around. No, anyway. All right. So, Malaika. Right. So, guys, thank you very much, Daria. That was very informative. Yeah, I think we should begin then. So, mateys, may no rat-based erotica be stolen under your watch, and all your goblins be good at baseball, as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting heat and passion, into the world of thirsty sword lesbians. So, first of all, who the absolute heck just dropped $45 into the donation? That means we haven't hit our goal, which means prizes and presents and 2 wild magic surges, and I have a sneaking suspicion about who it might have been. So, Gio, can you roll me a D20 and a D100, please?
Why would you make me roll?
Clearly,
wow,
someone's got paid today.
We're on to you.
Jesus. Okay, fine. Ooh, you know what? Screw it.
What's your alibi? How can you prove that you're not a generous and kind person? I got you.
I was hanging out with the communal gimp.
Yeah.
That's right, alibi drink.
Are we playing that game, alibi?
Let's do it.
Almost required, actually. Starting a drinking game. How many times can we have players say that phrase?
8 and then 28 for the
8 and 28. Very well. That's 2 of these as well we're doing. 8 and 28. So it's medium. And ooh. That's very cool. I will allow this to happen at an appropriate narratively appropriate point. So, yes. You have just been to the Gaysglow College of Fine the Gaysglow Conservatoire, the place for music there in Gaysglow, the city where you live, and determined a whole bunch of things. You have left, and you are now going to the Gaysglow College of Fine Arts to investigate the robberies that happened there. Cool, that's interesting. Yeah, there is. Yeah, that too. And I rolled a 62 and a 19. Which means
your brain is broken when instead of robbery you hear rubbery.
Ooh. Cool. So the only person who is magically powerful is Maria. Yes. I don't think anybody else has magic.
I think so.
In which case, Maria, the next spell you cast is magically empowered.
Ooh, nice.
Thanks to one of those brains. One of those wild magic surges, and you all have a reroll. You can all re-roll one of your dice in a check this session. That is for getting to that for that goal, which is excellent, and I'm extremely grateful. So, you arrive at the Gaysglow College of Fine Arts. It is a very modern structure. It was built in the last sort of decade or so, and yeah, it's designed to be accessible. It's designed for people to look at it. It's not designed to be sort of posh and hoity-toity and only the rich and nice go there. It's designed to encourage everybody to go and look at the art. It is, however, quite an intimidatingly large building. Designed for communal gimps. Ellie, it doesn't count if I'm just reading what you've said.
Too late, it's canon.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, you go on inside. There is a front reception desk. There are a couple of uniformed guards. And can you remind everybody of who you are and what you look like? As you enter this sleek, modern building. I think lots of steel and polished concrete, a lot of glass. And yeah, there is a huge statue of... It's kind of a Superman-esque figure, but wielding a sword in the center foyer. And they are gender neutral to the point of androgynous. They have no distinct facial features or physical or like body features. They could be a man or a woman or something in between. And it's this extremely androgynous figure, but very heroic pose, standing in the middle of the main concourse as you enter. What do we see? Who do we see?
Well, clicking the hills on the concrete floor, Claudia, I think she was at this place many times before because she is like used to being in posh circles. So she is dressed in a jewel-toned smart suit, high heels, a little goblin servant at her heels, running up as well. And right now he's holding a big journal of her like scheduling, and she's seeing as this is clearly taking way too long, and things have to be moved around a little bit for the rest of the week. He's like penciling in some different things, which most of it is just like spa, yoga, detox, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
She doesn't work.
No.
But she has dark hair, very strong makeup, and she is looking around, inspecting the premises.
Excellent. Who else is
Yeah, I think not too far behind Claudia walks a... How tall is Claudia again?
She's like 170 centimeters, probably. Not too tall.
Okay.
Everybody's walking back how tall their characters are.
I never said how tall Claudia was. Don't describe this to me.
Well, Maria's just slightly shorter. Especially with Claudia's heels, I imagine. And
Maria is still dressed in the outfit that she went out in the night before, isn't she?
Oh no! She switched out to a more investigation appropriate attire.
I see.
Even
can we all please just this time gaslight Josh into saying that we're all very short? Except Penny, who's incredibly tall.
That's just rude.
Yeah, no, we're all short characters. Don't you remember? Did you not watch the VOD?
So Maria is wearing blue leggings that end in leather boots, heeled leather boots, and she's wearing a kind of flowing half dress, half tunic kind of thing that's held together with a green belt. Her hair is still up in a messy, not as nicely ringleted kind of thing, but more of a messy ponytail situation. And yeah, she's walking not too far behind Claudia. I can imagine like anyone there would see like, okay, this looks like a power couple.
I have this image of the 5 of you walking in as a phalanx.
Yeah.
Possibly in slow motion.
Yeah, definitely.
While the goblin, whose name escapes me behind you, walks normally, like, just looks a bit confused. Ferguson.
Fergus, you fucking put some respect on his name. How dare you? One week and he's forgotten.
He is not forgotten. He forms a good portion of my memories from last time.
So, if we have leading the charge is our considered power couple dynamic, immediately behind them, humming to a song, chewing on a bubble gum, and sort of like having a little skip on her step, is Charlie. She will be the unofficial adopted child of the whole thing, despite probably being all the same age anyway. What you see is she's got her fiery red hair in 2 braided pigtails to the side. She's got her navy blue joggers, high waist joggers with a puffer jacket on, and a white shirt underneath with her white runners. And behind, coming from her back, is her red tail that's sort of like swaying to a melody that she's humming. The song she is humming is
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So she's humming that song and just sort of like skipping a little bit behind, just interested to follow along and have a bit of fun.
And maybe collect some more cushions. Does she still have the cushions, or was she obliged to leave them behind?
I would think she has currently one that's like sort of tucked underneath her arm.
Yeah.
Just because she can. This is, and for those who are curious to know, it is a peach cushion where she basically has sat down and it's got the perfect curvature of her bubble butt because she has hit the gym, she's worked hard, and it's a great cushion.
Ah, excellent.
This is a special cushion that we'll save and use later.
Yes.
This is a quest item.
I also need to thank Hobbies for Happiness and Red Sage RPG for the follows, you bloody champions. Avast, mateys, you wee scallywags. Thank you very much, guys, bloody champions. We are 1 subscriber away from 700.
Ooh.
Nice.
And we all know what
Not
happens
subscriber,
when that
follower.
happens. Follower. I mean, yeah.
If we had 700 subscribers, we'd be rolling in money.
Yeah, I'd be a very happy DM. So close, yes. I mean, I'm still a very happy DM. Because I get to play with these guys, like Malaika. Malaika, who do we see when Penny is here?
Penny is kind of, I suppose, bringing up the rear behind the very delightful Charlie, skipping along and humming her sweet, sweet tune. Potentially tripping over there.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Falls over the cushion.
Yeah. Then yells, "Help, I've fallen and I can't get up." Anyway,
It's alright, guys, I'm okay.
Yeah, Penny is probably one of the least suitably dressed for the occasion, which is kind of just her vibe. She still has on her absolutely garish eyesore of a maxi skirt, which we love. All the patterns in the world combined into one flowing maxi skirt that an art teacher would absolutely adore. A men's formal white shirt tied at the waist as her shirt, and she has put in a little bit of effort given that they're in fancy spaces this evening. So rather than being barefoot, she's put on her finest pair of Birkenstocks and has bothered to actually wrap her hair around itself in some semblance of a top knot. And even though she's ambling along quite casually after the group, she is of course scanning everything with her eyes and just observing everything and taking in details about various spots and thinking of how trying to get her back into her past and thinking of how would she case the joint and plan a job if she were to take on a space like this.
Love it.
I know you said scanning the room, but I heard scatching and I'm like, skibidi butt up. and just
I'm
like
really glad
looking
you
around.
did that. Yeah.
Just
You
singing
can
back
catch your
up
head
to,
out of the gutter.
back
Yeah.
up to Charlie's humming.
Yeah, it's the lead vocals. Like, I'm just the bass track and just.
Yeah, but Penny ain't singing. Never again.
No, never again. Oh.
And the Winchester Brothers forever. Hilarious. Love it. Thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey. You wee scallywag. That be 700, folks, which means inspiration for everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which you already had because we hit our goal. So let's say you also have D4 bonuses now as well. Why not?
Wait.
And Rosella, where are you and what do you look like? Maybe muted.
Mysterious.
Am I still muted?
Just face
No,
face
you aren't.
palm, just face palming
Excellent.
at
Terribly
everything.
sorry. So coming up the rear, sort of a little absent-mindedly at the moment. She's sort of looking around at everything. She's got her long dark hair is put up in a sort of almost messy bun with what looks suspiciously like a couple of knitting needles holding it together.
Is it her sword?
Yes, her sword. Well, miniature versions of her swords. Sort of stuck in there. She's carrying a sort of crochet knit bag over one arm, and she's wearing a nice but rather understated red and black dress with moderate heels, like not too extravagant. Is Rosella? She's dark hair, pale skin, well, moderately pale skin, blue eyes, blue-green eyes, and she's just in her own little world, sort of looking at everything, all the sights to be seen. Little bit like that right now. Just la-da-da. Possibly with the other knitting needles tapping out a beat to carry on with the other two, in fact. Who are singing and humming.
I love how if we paint the image, we've got Claudia and Maria walking up front, and just behind behind them is the backup singers, just
The soundtrack.
doing the soundtrack of the end. Like, yes.
You've got Posh and Scary up the front with Ginger, Baby, and Sporty coming in behind. All the while David Beckham carries Posh's shoes.
Oh, brilliant.
Exactly
Yes.
what's happening, but David Beckham is a goblin in a gimp mask.
He does
Wait,
not have a gimp
the
mask.
goblin's now in a
Not
gimp
right
mask?
now.
No, he's not. At the moment, he is currently wearing a grey chauffeur's outfit, complete with cap. Yes. So, yes, you enter. You are there. You all look great. So, normal David Beckham then. Look,
gonna get
I
sued
can
for
neither
slander.
confirm nor deny, but that sounds excellent, and it's a fun mental image.
I'm sure he's very nice.
He's got the gimp mask tattooed on his whole face. It's different. This is why we never get anything done.
The shading of the pain to do that.
Oh, on the lips particularly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. You
Fairly
are there.
certain that might be a hate crime.
If it wasn't before, it is now. Yes, you are. Your arrival is, I think Claudia's arrival is taken some note of, and bustling in a couple of minutes later, before you can even demand the manager, comes the manager. It is the dean, actually, of the College of Fine Arts, Huntington Masterwith. A posh man. You know him to be bisexual, who can relate can relate elements of the story that you request. So he comes along and he says, Claudia, my dear, how are you?
Lovely to meet you again. We are here on, unfortunately, a business venture. We
how
are
sad.
expecting the... Yes, I know, but I'm looking forward to the next week's concert. I think I'm gonna see you there in the concert hall, so we're gonna catch up.
Excellent, excellent.
Yes, yes. But today we're kind of here to fix a little bit of a problem that you and some other amazing establishments in the city have. There
Problem?
seems to be a thief on the loose.
Ah, yes, that regrettable, fiendish thing. Yes, come right this way, dear. And he
I love
shows... he shows you to the area where the paintings were stolen from. The frames are still on the wall. Indeed, why am I doing this out of character? So you can see, of course, that the frames are still there, but, alas, the art itself is gone. Haven't the faintest idea how.
Well,
What happened? Can you walk us through?
Well, it was dreadfully confusing, actually. So I was just having canapes with Lady Wattsbury, and then all of a sudden there was a cry of alarm, you see, and smoke started just billowing everywhere, and then when everybody checked later, I don't think there was too many in this particular area, but when everybody sort of looked back a little bit later, poof, they were gone. Oh. You're right, Daria?
I just love it. They're gone.
well,
Everyone to do brunch
were
for
the,
reasons.
were the paintings cut out of the frames, or were they removed in any other way?
Well, now, that's the interesting thing, you see. You see, the frames, it's as though they never had a painting in them at all. There is no... The way one would normally attach a painting to a frame where the painting is quite noteworthy. Obviously, you are wanting to have as little impact on the artwork as possible. So there is normally a couple of... It would be tape. Very, very gentle tape, like masking tape. And but this will, of course, leave a residue. We have dusted for fingerprints, we have dusted for residue, none of that, none of the other things. It would appear as though no one has ever touched these paintings or the frames at all. So whoever did it without even removing the paintings, without touching them. All
I
while
would like to turn.
covered in smoke.
I would like to turn to Charlie and Penny and say, well, in your opinion, fellow experts, do you think this is a magic or this is physically possible to do?
As you're looking at Charlie's just like staring at Huntington and is just like twirling her hair.
Charlie, focus.
Sorry, he's kind of cute.
Here on the job.
Let me try. So she.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
She takes out her gum and sort of sticks it behind her ear.
Fine.
And then tries to stand up, and then in her best impression of Claudia, starts striding forward. Enchanté.
Oh, my goodness. Enchanté. And he very much takes your hand and fusses over it. It's not so much of a single peck on the back of your hand as a...
Oh, you're going to make me blush. So trying really hard to channel her Claudia. So, and she pauses for a second, and then she's like stuck in thought. Darling, do you mind telling us? Are they still there? Perhaps.
Still where?
And then she pauses for a second.
Don't hurt yourself.
The beautiful artwork that is the paintings. Are they still there?
No, dear. They're gone.
Pauses again.
So, what are you attempting to do here?
She's trying to think of, like, because she does recall the idea of the piano.
Yeah.
Was still there, just invisible.
Yeah.
Charlie, baby, I get what you're going here, but there might have been a period of time where the thieves pulled the same trick if it's their signature, but eventually they do take the thing away for real. So if it was here, but not here, it was probably when all the shenanigans were going down.
Oh, shenanigans! My favorite restaurant.
My head's starting to hurt. I'm just gonna go for can I have some water?
So,
and she just drops the
of
Claudia act.
course.
It's like, yeah, I just need some water, please.
And yes, the Huntington Masterwith goes, and water for our guests, and a kobold with in a full dress, a full black 3-piece suit, and tails, comes out holding a tray of bottled waters.
As this is going on, Claudia will turn to Maria and whisper, "I don't talk like that, do I?"
No, thankfully not. I don't think anyone who is... How do I put this?
Broadly
Charlie.
Ah.
Talks like that.
Okay, thank the gays. I was worried for a second. Okay.
And just see Charlie just sculling down the bottle of water, like in her sheer nervousness.
She's just very thirsty, lesbian.
Charlie, could you be a dear and check escape routes for potential thieves?
You know what? That sounds great. Yeah, I'm gonna just and just starts walking, like very like head down, like she's like feeling like nervous, like oh crap, I ruined that.
It's like honey.
Yeah.
Huntington Masterwith is going to lean into Rosella and go, "Your friend, not spoken for, is she?"
No, not that I'm aware, but I haven't. I could always ask her if you like.
Oh. If news of my appreciation for her somehow reached her ears, I would be deeply grateful. If there can be any assistance I can provide, of course, let me know.
He hasn't even seen the butt cheek cushion yet.
Doesn't even know. He's taken with her charms.
But he has watched her leave, so just saying.
So he does see a nice firm. There you go.
Yeah.
In the joggers.
With the tail as well. I think the tail just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Goodness.
Wow. Young loves fare wonderful, ain't it? Anyway, so there's only 2 non-magical ways I can think of someone pulling off a gambit like this, and only one of them's ever been done half successfully. Half successfully because, well, it's a long story. The pregnancy belly failed halfway out the door, and it was a whole situation. But an in plain sight or a switcheroo are the only 2 non-magical ways I could think of someone pulling off a gambit like this, and neither of those involves smoke. So I gotta think that these kind of thefts might be more in Maria's realm than mine.
Yes, and there was always the piano, dear, if you remember.
Yeah,
That
too.
would not fit under a pregnancy belly, I'm fairly sure.
Oh, I don't know. I've seen some trolls in my time and looked pretty rectangular when they were with a child, so anything's really possible. They can fit a whole lot of stuff under those skirts when
You spin in the most
takes them.
fascinating circles, Penny. We should go to a bar after this.
Oh, as long as you're buying, I'm down.
Oh, I don't think I've ever been.
To a bar?
Wait, hold on. What?
To a bar?
Baby, what?
to a bar, I don't think I've ever been.
Oh, we are fixing that right after this.
Well,
Claudia, you
after,
better open
after
a
we
tab.
win the case or whatever we
Yes.
do. We don't win the
After
case. we're not
we
lawyers.
after we solve this, we're taking Rosella to a bar. I know the
Absolutely.
perfect place where, newbies to the scene can feel safe.
Oh, well, scene?
How lovely.
Yes, yes.
Bars.
Yes, very
Bars,
well.
dear.
Yes,
Bars.
yes.
So a couple of the paintings were huge. They were sort of 6 foot to a side, sort of big. So yeah, the pregnancy belly, even for a troll, would be a challenge. It's a neat idea, and I love it. But I'm saving it for a later episode. Absolutely.
For the third episode that does not exist. Yeah.
Shut up. Stop it.
The third episode.
I'm awake
Totally
now.
not next week.
I will just continue to come up with ridiculous names for thieving gamuts. I am quite fond of the in plain sight and the grand switcheroo. I have no idea what they are, but let's do it.
Yeah. So yeah. Would you like to investigate the room?
Yes, please.
Charlie is already doing so. Charlie is checking for escape routes. Yeah.
Yes, she
Which
is.
would be a check. Let's have a check.
Cool.
What would you like to do? You have your basic moves. You can make a daring, a grace, a heart, a wit, or a spirit, or there is something more complicated. I don't know if any of the things make a lot of sense. Any of the special moves, like call on a toxic power. Though call on a toxic power could work, actually, if you were looking for more detailed information. A toxic power being... I mean, Rosella has reasonable access to one. But, like, anything in the world that would be considered sort of a necessary evil would be a toxic power. I don't know, an oil and gas company, for example. Be a very topical one. Something like that. An overzealous police force, possibly. Something like that as well. So, yeah, you can do that. Or I would say looking for an escape route would be probably wit.
I was thinking the same thing about wit as well. Like, what would be the most quickest element way to get sort of away from? Yeah, so yeah, basically the best way to get out of sight with whatever you need to do once you've acquired it.
Very well.
Obviously the front door would probably seem too obvious, but that's where people would be, so what would be the most, I guess, the second fastest route at that point if I was making a quick dart.
Yes, please do. 2d6s. You are looking for at least a 7 for a success or a beat, as it is called in Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Well, interestingly enough, Charlie has +1 to wit.
Oh.
Yeah. But that still is a 6.
A 6. In which case, you gain an experience point for getting a downbeat. But you do not manage to... it doesn't necessarily mean that you fail as well. You're in an upstairs gallery. One of the wings of the building, there is a lot of glass, a lot of windows, some of which Charlie would assume could be opened. But how one would get down from the outside, I think it's more that Charlie is sort of fixated on the way she would do it, rather than the way that the actual thief probably did do it. I have
the perfect visualization.
Yeah.
So she's going to go up to one of the windows, thinking, okay, this could work. She lifts it up. She looks out, and I'm assuming there's like a window sill, or like there's a bit of a sill. So she gets up on the sill and sort of crawls backwards, and then starts hanging off herself. So from the outside, they will see Charlie is hanging on the windowsill on the top level, and she's just sort of like hanging on, looking around, trying to see if she can find what will be the next step from this sort of pathway if they were going to come out from the window. Literally trying to figure it out with her physical body.
Do we just see her ankles as she like scuttles across the window?
Or her tail, like swailing, like sort of swinging at the bottom.
But you'll say, so who will tell the darling Charlie that if someone took paintings, they probably didn't have the hands to climb anymore?
There is that.
Oh, don't break her fun now. She's just starting to perk up after I had to break her heart before.
So Charlie is now on the outside of the window, full gecko suit style, with like sucker pads on her hands. Like, yep. This is definitely how one could rock. And Huntington Master with his, oh my goodness, how ingenious. I think she's cracked it, I do.
Yeah, she's
That's certainly
cracked,
how
but...
I would do it now.
Maria gives a little chuckle behind her hand at Claudia's comment.
Josh, tiny question.
A tiny answer will be forthcoming.
Is the kobold fellow still about?
Could be. Yes.
Excellent. Just quietly, I think that Rosella would like to ask, did we get his name?
No.
Or ask their name, first of all.
Yes. Very well.
Kobold fellow, what's your name?
MacDonald.
MacDonald? Well, MacDonald, were you here the night that the, aforementioned paintings disappeared, perhaps?
Always following Huntington.
Always.
He also has a pet gimp.
The second communal gimp of the
Ferguson and MacDonald, two famous Scottish houses. I don't know.
Yes.
Nice. Also, I feel like me and Huntington, we met at a gimp
swap.
showing, like the dogs, like the dog competitions. We met there. We
goodness.
started talking.
Just the finest henchman competition that they hold annually.
Yeah.
And
He's actually
people-
also a recovering villain.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
I like
he
it.
has his hair is actually small blue flames. It does rainbow, so it starts dark purple and goes to an orangey red at the top.
I'm sure we cannot possibly know what you're referencing there.
Not a
of course
clue.
not.
Yeah.
But yes, Rosella is just going to say very quietly, well, you see, MacDonald, I believe you would perhaps have a rather, interesting perspective on all of this, seeing as how,
He looks down like, do you mean I'm short?
There is that, but, as somebody who is in the, business of serving others, in such way as you, I believe perhaps you get more insights into people because they will often forget that those in service are there. Did you perhaps hear anything that night?
Oh, we are being raided.
Oh, yes, we are. Hello, welcome raiders.
Oh,
hello.
Hello.
ahoy, mateys! Thank you so much for joining us. Holy hell. That's a big one. Winter's Tales, you bloody champions. Thank you so much for the raid, you excellent individuals. Favorite raid emotes up in chat, everybody. Winter's Tales are a friend of the channel and a splendid bean. And they are doing 8 days straight of D&D and other RPG games on their channel. All in aid of getting them up to... Gen Con, which is going to be very exciting. I hope they can manage it. I will be there on Saturday night over on Winter's Tales for a Humblewood reunion. Humblewood Flocks and Fire reunion. Yes, Jude, Nevermore, Trish, and Helvig will be getting a follow-on episode, which is going to be very exciting. So AJ, you bloody champion, thank you so much for dropping your lovely peeps on us. Guys, we are playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Yeah.
Because I needed more things to learn how to play. And we are also raising money for the Trevor Project. So if you have any spare pennies in your digital wallet, please consider donating to this link right here. And every $5 dues you put in puts you into the draw to win one of 2 copies of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. We have a couple of digital copies to give away. It's an excellent game. It got quite an unusual storytelling mechanic to it. It's all about feelings, it's all about flirting, and it's all about gimps, apparently. There's an awful lot of them in this. And currently, the Thirsty Sword Lesbian Detective Agency are investigating a series of crimes and robberies in order to hopefully prevent a robbery this evening at a fancy charity ball. I think you're all caught up. And Rosella, played by the marvellous Terris, is currently chatting to a Scottish kobold named MacDonald about what they saw.
Skobold, if you will.
A Skobold. I mean, he would be bald. Yes, a Scottish kobold about what he maybe saw on the night of the Wobbly. Yeah, guys, you excellent individuals. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will continue on with the story. Terris, what are you trying to do here? Just trying to convince them to give you some information, help them remember, or are you doing something more? Would you perhaps be enticing them?
I believe that at the moment Rosella is not necessarily enticing so much as showing a bit of empathy, knowing that at least from where she's from in heteronormia, people in service are often overlooked. And
yes.
she believes that in this case, if it is the case where they are now, that perhaps MacDonald has seen or heard something that others might not have because of his position. I'm not sure what gender the kobold is.
Excellent.
Yes.
This would probably
She's
be
not a regular member of royalty. She's a cool member of royalty.
Yeah. This would probably be an emotional support role then. I would say.
That would make sense.
Alrighty, so heart or spirit?
Let me check which is better for me.
And if they open up to you, they choose one, and you either choose one or take a string on them, which would allow you then to get the information out of them with benefit.
I have a 1 to spirit, so but I think it would be more true to her to roll heart.
Valid. I agree completely.
So I will roll heart on this. So that is a straight roll.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 6 and a 5, so that is
It's an 11.
Yes, an 11.
Oof. All right. So you get to choose one of plus 3 more if you spend a string on them. If they open up to you, you choose one, and they either choose one or take a string on them. So yeah, you can clear a condition on them. They don't have any. Mark an experience point. And gain +1 going forward, or gain an insight from the GM about an obstacle facing you, which would probably be what you're aiming to do for them. So that's what they will be doing. What would you like to do? Would you like to mark an XP or gain a +1 forward?
For now, I think I will mark an XP.
Very well.
Because that will give me 2.
2. And remember, we do level ups because this is a short game. You'll be leveling up every experience you gain.
Excellent.
So he says, I did spot a few things, actually. There was a small group of young people.
Oh.
I always thought they were a bit suspicious. Not the kind you'd normally expect at a charity gala, you know. And they were right there when the smoke went off, which I thought was very suspicious. And they made a lot of noise. You know, there was a lot of running around, a lot of screaming, a lot of panic.
I see.
It's always the youths.
Always.
I've heard that too. Clouds.
Penny walking past in the background, overhearing the running and screaming, is like, "Oh, that's clever. Could have been a fire in the theater with that one."
What, Nadia?
Fire in the theater. It's a gambit that you use when you want to draw attention away from a certain area. Oh God, what was that? The accent stopped dripping. Accent's like, bye.
Like better and better every time.
It's getting worse. The more I say, I'm like,
it's not theater, you see.
It's gonna end up like God knows where it's gonna end up. I am so sorry. I'm struggling with this.
I honestly didn't notice you pointing it out.
Yeah,
I love it.
Running around, screaming, carrying on. You end up driving the crowd away from the section that you may or may not want to procure an item or two from, you know?
Oh.
Yes. That's smart, that's what I think happened anyway. The smoke was this sort of nasty black stuff. I know smoke's often black, but it was darker than smoke you get from like the tailpipe of a car or something. This was thick, like almost it moved in a weird way, like there was wind, but there wasn't no wind because we were inside. It's Fate's Grip is also raiding. Raiders, you bloody champions.
Oh, goodness, hello.
Big raids this evening. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Favorite raid emotes up in chat. We are mid-scene, so I will continue. Emily Grace, you are very welcome here. Thank you very much for coming in. Happy time zone to you all. Killer Koala. Greetings. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. We are discussing the possible means of a robbery. A wobbery with a Scottish goblin. No, kobold. I apologize. That was racist.
Kobold.
I'm
sorry.
That's my father talking. Right. So the Scottish goblin kobold is yes. He says. So you think that they distracted everybody with their smoke, this evil smoke, and then came in and whipped through and took all the paintings, do you?
That would sound rather reasonable, I think.
Sorry, carry on.
It might also be their means of actually escaping.
Aye.
If they have already replaced the paintings at a earlier time, smoke was just to cover the crime by making it look like another one.
Do it so that hang on, they'd already stolen the paintings.
Yes. I read about this art theft many years ago. Quite fascinating, really. The culprits, when they were caught, described this how they stole one of the most valuable paintings. I cannot for the life of me remember the name right now, but what they did was that the painting in itself was a forgery. So cover the crime of the forgery, they went into the art gallery, waited a while, then pulled the alarm. They didn't have a smoke screen like this then, but they pulled the alarm, and in the chaos, they just took the forgery and left, so that the forger would not get caught.
Aye.
So it might have been that these paintings were stolen way earlier, replaced by forgeries, and now they had to cover it up somehow. Might also be taken straight out of the air. I wouldn't know.
Well, darling, I can confirm that they were the real thing. I assessed them personally, and I am very familiar with the work of at least two of the artists. I am something of an expert, as obviously one would assume.
I'm sure you are.
Thank you, Kate. Yes, for our raiders, we are having a giveaway this evening. Every $5 that you donate towards the Trevor Project, which is the donation link down the bottom, gets you in the running to win a copy of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, the game what we are playing. And it is jolly good fun and a really interesting, different way of telling narratives. He says, I definitely had a look at both of them, but it occurs to me that I never touched any of them.
So it could have perhaps been an illusion.
Well, I don't know very much about magic, other than, of course, what Charlie is doing to that window.
Have you seen Charlie's, is actually walking through the front door?
Oh, right.
She's
Oh, how disappointing.
I think I found something, but I don't think it's going to work. It requires 2 hands to climb down, and I don't think they're can do it unless they have 3 hands.
Oh,
Perhaps you should attempt that with our patron here. Just see if you can carry him while climbing out the window. He'd make a decent
A painting
Could make a decent-
substitute? I'd happily be a
substitute
painting
for
substitute.
painting.
All right, all right.
Charlie
However
blushes.
beautiful these clumsy attempts at flirting are, maybe let's focus a little bit.
Yes,
Clumsy-
yes,
what?
absolutely, of course,
Yes,
of course.
yes.
Also, you probably don't want Charlie to kill her beau on the first date, so maybe reel that one back a little bit.
Oh, I don't think
All
she'd
right.
kill
Goodness,
him.
this is accelerating very rapidly. I'm quite fraught.
All right,
And it just,
Huntington.
she's just like
dear.
twirling her hair.
Yes,
Like,
yes, Claudia, yes.
Can you tell us what the paintings were? Was it Brian's sword again or something else?
No, there were no works by the marvelous sword this time around. Though I believe one will be being auctioned off this evening. Very exciting. I'm going to be there myself. Can't wait to see it.
Of course. So what were these? Are they
A selection.
of any
There was a couple of portraits, a couple of landscapes. There was a Dali in there. There was also one of those impossible staircase situations.
Escher.
Oh, and
yes.
Escher.
Yes, absolutely. I knew the
Oh.
name. I was trying not to use real world people. I
You
did
said
say
Dali
Dali.
just
I know. And I said it. I was just like, I don't want to use real world people. Dali is a very common artist name.
Every
this
artist
world.
is called
Yeah.
Dolly.
No,
That's
in this
Dahlia.
world, Dali is a
Dali.
school, and yes, it was generated by the Dali school. It's it's in southern heteronormia.
Boo hiss.
Yes, boo hiss.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes,
Can I
a
attempt
couple
a
of more, and then a few more abstract pieces.
I don't know much about the highfalutin world of art. I'm just gotten straight into caricature now. I don't even know what's happening.
Just roll with it.
But-
Just roll with
Yeah,
it.
just go with it.
If I might, ask a question about how these bits of art were procured, because if I'm not mistaken, often they're lent from private collectors. So did these pieces happen to belong to anybody, or were they the actual property?
So 3 had been in circulation throughout galleries across the world. The other 5 were sourced from individual donors, yes, but not the same donor. 3 had been in a gallery together. One was on loan from a donor. The other 2 were property of that gallery. Ellie B, have a good evening, darling. Then the others were, 2 others were in a private collection of a different donor. The rest were individually sourced. This was a sort of a mishmash gallery area. The other ones were a little bit more unified. It's actually interesting that these ones were stolen rather than the other ones.
Now, why is that?
Well, because the others were sets. If you were going to, presumably, if you were wanting to steal a bunch, then, and 8 is a lot of paintings, to transport them safely, one presumably is wanting to sell them to fiends, then they are wanting to recoup some money, and you would recoup more money for selling a set. That was, in fact, the point of gathering the sets together. Most of the sets weren't sets when they arrived. We made them sets and then sold them off.
I would like to attempt a thing.
Yes. What thing?
A
would
thing
you
that
like
I
to do?
can do as an infamous.
Ooh.
I would like to use one of my moves, Wicked Past, and I would like to try and kind of do a psychological portrait of the perpetrator. I would like to figure them out as a fellow villain. I'd like to think as they do, because things don't seem to make sense logically. So I wanna use my dastardly experience to try and figure this out.
All right. Yeah. Make me. What? How does that work? Do you make a check, or?
Yeah, when you hear about a villain for the first time, you may decide that you know them from your past. It so give them a string on you to ask a question from the figure the person out list and take +1 forward against them. I don't know what this means. So you tell me what I need to do.
Okay. Well, so the as you have correctly surmised that this is the. I love that we've just been followed by serial killer, as well. Thank you
Yes.
very much, serial killer, for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Good on you. This person, as you have surmised, is the mysterious villain that you guys have been chasing for a while. So, you do know them. You don't know them. You know them from your past, but you don't know which of your previous associates from your villainous backstory they are. So, I will allow. They now have a string on you, which will allow them to give you a poke in the wrong direction at a future point. Basically, villain strings let them try to manipulate you and offer experience points for doing bad things, doing stupid things, but narratively
I'm just
interesting
thinking that
things.
as a fellow past villain, I can try
and then absolutely
figure them out a little bit.
So does it call on you to make a roll?
It doesn't say. It says I can ask a question from figure it out a person list, but I don't know what that list is.
Yeah, figure it out.
I think the wording works like you get the villain gets a string, and then you get to ask a question for that price.
Right.
Of the
yes.
string.
Yes. One of the lists. The list is what are your feelings towards? What do you advocate from? How could I get you to? What do you love most? And how would you feel if?
Okay.
Or another question, if you can think of one that is broad enough.
Right. So I'm not necessarily looking for any specific information. I'd rather just try and understand how their mind works, because this seems like random a little bit. So I want to try and understand their logic and therefore what exactly they're looking to gain from this.
Right.
You know?
So, all of the thefts have been high profile. This person is flexing.
Yes.
All of the thefts have been art related in some way or another, which would indicate a sort of focus of theirs. This was clearly not done the same way as the last one, which means that they have multiple methods. Again, a bit of a flex. You definitely picked up magic from the last one, and it would seem to indicate this one as well. You are getting the vibe of a solo operator who likes to make it look like they have a crew.
And they have money to pay off people to do the thing. Do I get the vibe of kind of like the Riddler, where their gain, the main draw, is to like lead by the nose people around them, and therefore they don't actually care about like selling the shit. They just want to show off how much better they are than us.
A little bit. I think with this, you would get the feeling that the person you are hunting is aware of you, your group, your gang specifically, and maybe doing this sort of thing to taunt you. It sort of plays into your exact skill set. You have a witchy person. You have a couple of very artistic people.
Our Moriarty.
Yeah, you have a sportsy person who would like the escape artist. You have an ex-con or two. Just all of these things would seem to indicate that you guys are the perfect foil for them. And putting one over on you is probably their primary goal. It's not so much about the theft; it's about you.
I have a thought, my dear detectives. Can I speak to you privately?
Oh, I'll go get you some more water. You look very thirsty.
Yes, we always are.
Us.
Yes. So, as I gather everyone a little bit to the side, where to make sure that no one is listening, I'll say, so remember that crazy wall we have, and that person that somehow mysteriously shows up in our cases without us ever catching them?
The proverbial thorn in our sides, yes.
Yes, well, I feel like this is them just trying to show off, and well, I feel like to catch them this time, or at least foil their plans, we have to do something that they would never expect us to do. We need to go off script on this one. So far, we've been following the clues, trying to gather the evidence, and obviously the lady would expect us to guard the painting. I have a better solution that might throw this lovely, mysterious person off their game.
Oh.
I'm listening.
We need to steal the painting first.
I love it. How?
Well, we have admission inside that place. We have free reign for an hour to secure the place. And if we get the painting before they ever have the chance to, I'm sure they will be quite pissed and also perhaps show their hand.
Gosh,
I'm
I
not
could
sure
really
it's
write
just
story.
enough. I'm not sure
Yeah,
it's enough to steal
Players
the
being
painting.
smart? Oh no!
I mean,
I
there's
mean,
a first
my-
time for everything.
dear.
My suggestion was going to be that we just blow the whole thing off and go to a bar, but yours sounds like it might be kind of fun.
I mean, think about it. We
I don't
are
think-
equipped to do this.
I may think that it might not be just enough to steal the painting ourselves, dear. We need to leave something spectacular in its place.
One of
Right.
Charlie's ass pillows.
We need to make sure that the unveiling of the painting goes very epically. So I assume the unveiling will be like with a classic like sheet, like a curtain, and then the lady's like, "Oh, there it is," and I'm imagining there's like a full-on empty place because we yoinked it. I'm
With
not
a
saying
peach
we
cushion.
should. Yes,
Um,
with a beach cushion. Yes,
Exactly.
So I'm not saying we should really steal it. We should secure it
No.
for a bit, right?
Charlie's
And,
Charlie's looking at the super person, the statue of the super person. What if we are the painting? One of us stands in the middle and poses, and that would be a shock value.
Charlie,
I believe
baby.
there are two people in that, or creatures in that painting. It may be that.
Oh,
two
I
of us,
volunteer.
Shoo!
He's there. He's been there the whole time. He's like, I think this is a very
Well,
splendid idea.
I was
We
thinking.
specifically went to an isolated place. You will let.
If you're standing underneath the statue of the hero in the front,
Oh, yes,
Okay.
so private.
Yeah,
Charlie,
have a
lovely
conversation
creative
before.
idea.
don't worry, he's not there. I'll walk it back. It's fine.
Yeah, lovely
What?
creative idea, Charlie. But let's be realistic. None of us look like fucking mice, at least right now.
No. I was under the impression that perhaps we dress Ferguson and McDonald in little mouse costumes and have them pose for the
I feel
unveiling.
like you guys are losing the.
Can I do something?
Shipping Ferguson
where-
McDonald.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Can I
Maybe.
also do a character thing? Will be the infamous where, with the wicked past, but it's more about because of the clients I used to cater to. Would I know someone who's really good at forging paints or painting?
Ooh. Yeah.
That's not where my brain went.
Yeah, the problem with that is we have like 6 hours.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the picture? I could do it in 6 hours.
No, you can't.
So yeah, I'm just like this is no Gio asking, and then, but like so, like would I know a forger that could do at least? It doesn't have to be perfect, but like reasonably something to at least pass off as a distraction within time.
Yeah. If your paintings last longer than 6 hours, you should definitely seek help from a medical professional, okay?
Oh my god.
Wait, Charlie, can we take double piss out of them? Can we make the forgery in their style, but clearly not the same painting? It's just like a naked rat on top of a grand piano.
Does
Oh,
Charlie
I
know?
know.
But firstly, does Charlie know of a forger? Is the question.
Yeah. I'm going to say
Cool.
yes. I
Cool.
don't think you need to invoke any of your
Cool.
skills or abilities. This happens. I
Okay.
am fine with this.
So Charlie, normally her sweet innocent, would then like, well, I might know someone that could paint a forgery. Won't be good due to the time constraint, but it could help.
Oh, it doesn't really need to be perfect. It just needs to. It's even better if it actually looks like someone tried to forge it. And I might know the perfect model.
Are we just all
be
staring
the
at Ferguson
rat.
at that point?
No.
Just...
No. It's one of my, let's say, regulars. He's very fond of his mouse ears.
Okay.
Very art arcle, right?
Where do you want me to meet? I can go get the painter, but I probably have to do it alone. But where would you want me to get him to meet us?
Well, we could, back at the office.
Well, that will definitely get back to the mysterious benefactor. I think we need to lay low before we get to the benefit.
How about here then? Or here they can pose as a art student.
Very true. That is actually very smart. Yeah.
I like
And
that.
you clearly can bend Huntington in whatever shape you want, Charlie, so this will not be a problem.
Ferguson raises a hand and gestures. Possibly do the pickup whilst moving. Don't have a pickup spot per se. Just make sure they're going in the same direction on the same pathway we are, and pick up in movement. It's like Ferguson knows what he's doing and is a professional at this sort of thing.
Cue
Perhaps-
the montage.
Yeah.
Perhaps the carriage then.
Yeah.
Okay. I could always text them, but we probably have to head back to the office. I've got something there for this.
And
Understood.
Ferguson would gesture that you all need to get changed anyway, so Claudia will need to go back to her apartment. All right. Well, I think this sounds like a plan. I love this plan. I'm going to have to do some frantic rewriting of the story in my head, but it's great.
Brilliant.
I love that you have inadvertently copied their plan, copied what they did at the art gallery. It's very nicely done. Cool. So while I frantically rewrite the story in my head, we will take a short little breaklet. And thank you guys so much for the raids. Fate's Grip and Winter's Tales, you bloody champions. We'll take a 5 to 10 minute, just a quick refresh ourselves, dehydrate, rehydrate, unhydrate, all of the hydrations, all of the time, much wow, and be back in 5 to 10. So say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Also.
Ahoy and g'day, mateys. We be back for more dehydrated genderqueers with bladed weapons. Thirsty Sword Lesbians
Yay!
eats. And we're having a splendid time. We are also raising money for the Trevor Project. So if you have any donation money in your digital wallet, it would be extra groovy of you if you consider donating to the this link, what we are putting up in chat right now. Donations. Boom. Yes. And every $5 reduce gets you into the draw to win a copy of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, the game, what we are playing right now. And it's pretty neat. It's relatively rolling light, but I think we are getting better at it, and I think we're probably about to have a more complicated gameplay, rather than just pure roleplay section here. So, a few things are going to happen at this point, and we're just going to sort of bounce scene to scene to scene to scene. First of all, Charlie, how do you get in contact with your person, your source, your forger?
So we go back to the office, we're back to the agency, and she goes up towards where...
Bye-bye, Charlie. I'll see you later, dear.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was Huntington.
Yeah, she's just like thoughts on like kicking the stones, and she's like, "Dude, I shouldn't ask him."
She's so cute.
She kind of stands still, stomps her foot, stands up, and turns around, walks up, grabs his hand, and just writes her number on his hand, and just walks back.
How bold! Oh. I'm playing him
Good girl,
like
Charlie.
You see tail like swirling like so happily behind her.
I'm playing him like the golden robot from Futurama. Jumbie, the chocolate icing.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
I think Maria, seeing this, is going to walk up behind Huntington, put a manicured hand on his shoulder,
Oh my.
and just say, "If you do not call her, I will dump you in the river."
Oh, but
Jesus
well,
Christ.
no threats were needed. I have, but of course. Yes. Well, I shall see you all this evening.
I can't believe now I have to call Huntington my son-in-law. This sucks. We are the same age, you know. It's horrendous.
Brilliant. But yeah, so she'll be making her way back to the agency. When she does, I'm assuming, do we have like our own offices, or is it more of like
It
we
is
have
however you
Nightmare.
want it to be. We haven't. It's very. I think it's quite open plan, but I think there are office spaces. I don't think there is anything that is.
I think there are like hangout spots where everyone,
Cool.
when they're like peopled out, should be like able to compete.
Yeah.
And there's a pool table and table tennis, and every
Cool.
Friday they have a pizza party.
Let's go.
There's a single bowling alley lane as well. Yeah, that's in the
Well-
basement, obviously.
Do they get paid? Don't worry about it.
It's all right. It's all right. Claudia and Rosella have a go, but it's okay. Just surely. No. So she will go towards where her locker is to grab her like where I guess it's her like shampoo and conditioners and kept. And at the back of the locker, there's actually like kind of a fail safe, that like a hidden
Ooh.
pocket. So she actually unlocks it, and then inside of there is a little box that she pulls out. And opening the box, there is a phone in there.
Ooh.
So she'll go through that phone, switch it on, and
I'm
sees-
imagining the box is like lined with tin foil.
tinfoil.
So-
What's interesting is there's multiple passports in this box with Charlie's and with different names.
It's a Jason Bourne case. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So she's got a few of that, and then
Currency
Is
in 18 different countries.
yes, she's got a bit of cash from different places. But yeah, she pulls out a phone, switches it on, and then scrolls through the contacts and starts sending a message saying, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Cashing in my IOU. I need a painting. Mouse naked on a piano.
Ryan
wearing-
Sword style.
Yeah.
Wearing masquerade mask. Send." Oh, and then the second message. Walk past ABC at and whatever time we need. Like I'm assuming at the right designated time. I'll be wearing a pink bow tie. Leave it under the tree,
Excellent.
and then send.
Amazing.
She puts it back in the box and hides it, locks it off, and then
Question.
smiles, and then goes to join back everybody.
Question: do you have a pink bow tie, or am I going to have to knit
It's a
you
knitted
one?
one. Yeah, obviously.
You want to know the real answer to that question? Where is Rosella now, currently?
Back up in the break room, I think crocheting balaclavas for the night, just in
Cool.
case.
So as you're crocheting balaclavas, a chirpy Charlie jumps up to you. Hi, Rosella.
Charlie, hello.
Can you do me a favor?
Anything for you, dear.
I need a pink bow tie.
Give me 5 minutes.
Thank you. Awesome.
Montage.
Uh,
Rocky.
I'm just
better
thinking
be a
about another pink bow tie from this
Yes.
weekend, and I'm dying.
That
And
better be a reference to heavy metal knitting.
It is now.
Yeah,
yeah, no, she's just. I'm going to need to really buckle down here, sticks her earbuds in. You can hear, I think something along the lines of Ghost playing at top volume here as she's knitting away. And what she does is she knits a little bow tie, and in homage to a different game, it has little googly eyes on it when she's finished.
Ollie just sort of just standing there, just sort of staring around the space, just zoning out.
It's the metal really cover of Rasputin. That one's got a really good tempo. Yeah, you do three pink bow ties in under, like, in that song. If you're keeping pace with that. Alrighty, splendid. Does anybody else do anything else before you go to the place with the stuff and the things and the people?
By that you mean the gala?
Do you get dressed? Yes, the gala.
Of course we get dressed.
I'm like, one assumes we've allotted another 20 minutes for what do you all look like. I'm rabidly curious about what Penny's going to assault us with.
Oh, give me a second, actually.
Well, then let us start with Claudia.
Something up.
Daria already knows. I'm confident.
Yes, of course. Yes, Claudia is wearing silk, very structural, long dress that hits the floor, like very statuesque, with a slit on her thigh where the glint of the dagger is. You know how she rolls.
Yes.
And of course, she is accompanied by Fergus in his official attire, which is naked torso with the black silk vest, the black tie, and pants that are suspiciously large and voluminous, because inside of the pants there's a bunch of different weaponry, and whenever he walks there's a audible clang. There's like there's a war axe, there's a saw. He has just everything in there. He's like hammer pants, and then the vest and the bow tie.
Yeah, I was going to so on the bottom half he's MC Hammer, and on the top he is what are they called? The male
prostitute.
Yes, but there's
Chippendale.
Yes, so he's got cuffs as well. It's cuffs and a bow tie. Yeah, but with MC Hammer pants. I love it. Pantaloons, pantaloons filled with weaponry that clank when he walks. But you all think it might just be the manacles around his legs. Alrighty. What does Maria look like?
No, we think it's his cock cage.
Ah, right.
No.
That's why I put an
You're
18
welcome.
plus on the
No, my mind immediately went to the teeth of Kali, and now I'm broken. Okay.
We will neither confirm nor deny that
Formalwear
is the
chastity
thing
belt.
that he's wearing.
Maria is...
And the dick also has a tiny little bow tie.
A pink one.
Of course.
It's knitted.
With googly eyes. Yeah. Surprisingly, the same proportions as the one Charlie makes.
It's weird, yeah. And you know, Rosella does not need a pattern for this.
I think we killed Terris.
I'm fine.
No, I think you killed Terris. Well, Maria is wearing her hair up again, this time in a rather tight hairdo, and it is very Greek inspired. As is her dress, that is kind of like flowing fabrics loosely held together by like braided rope, kind of like belts. It is a deep shimmering green that matches her tattoos that are on full display, and you can see that they cover, like, there are vines that seem to be snaking down from her shoulders all the way down to her feet.
Amazing. Oh, stunning. Who's next? Rosella?
Okay. Rosella is wearing a somewhat understated heteronormia style ball gown, though it is It is white at the top with the sort of blue skirts, sort of navy skirts, and it's got a little bit of gold trim around the sort of gold lace around the top. What is odd about it is it has on one shoulder almost a militaristic style braid.
Ooh.
And yes, which looks not out of place, but it is not. That kind of a braid is something that would traditionally be worn by a male person of rank.
Ah.
And
Does,
yes.
Does Rosella feel comfortable in this attire?
She seems to, yes. Everything else about it looks very, very feminine, and there's just this one little patch over the shoulder that is of a more masculine attire. And she is clasping now a matching blue and sort of slightly sparkly bag of yarn and pokey things.
Excellent. Awesome. I love it. Yeah. Penny, tell us.
Okay. So Penny has chosen to decide that she's gonna wear if whatever the world's equivalent of the Met Ball is, because she certainly raided it with her crew at least once.
Sure.
She's gonna wear the outfit that she would have wanted to wear if she got to walk the carpet. So
this is essentially that, pretty much. Like, yeah, it's that level of function.
So while the dress covers her from neck to toe to the tips of her fingers, it is the opposite of modest. It fits her like a second skin, almost like a glove, and is highlighting every curve, every outline of her body, with her waist being corseted within an inch of its life.
Or someone else's.
Or someone else's even. Hers and someone else's. She's covered in from the hips down from the neck rather down the arms, and from the hips down to where the skirt sweeps the floor. It's covered in a cascading sequins, which are called paillettes, in like an ombre rainbow color, going from green at the hips down to blue and purple and red, and yellow sequins are what are sleeping the floor. Similarly, in that it goes from green and then upwards to blue up across the arms, and then at the waist it almost appears to be armored, and she is wearing a headdress / hairstyle with her hair almost being stylized into two giant side buns that like are almost sculpted into horn-like shapes.
Amazing.
She's looking a bit OTT. She's having her moment, because clearly she's not going to be the designated person to skulk in the shadows this evening.
No, definitely not. Oh my god, that paints such a picture. Malaika, if you weren't fully loaded out with inspiration and everything already, which you absolutely are, I would be giving you an inspiration for that one. That was an incredible mental image there. Geo, follow that.
Okay, I doubt I'm going to compete with something as amazing as that, but...
This is somebody who's competed in the burlesque scene quite a bit, so, you know, fabulous outfits are Malaika's thing.
I had a gut feeling. So, Charlie's coming down now. Obviously, earlier she had expressed to Maria that she wanted something that would cover the back of her back with the shoulders. And there's a few dresses that Maria has presented to her, and every time she would put up to the mirror and then sort of turn around, she wasn't really satisfied or felt comfortable wearing it. So instead, she goes into her closet, and she, after dressing down, comes down the stairs, and you see her. She's wearing a white buttoned-up shirt, a turquoise vest, turquoise-colored suit pants, dark brown shoes and a nice pink bow tie. Her hair is slicked back, with as if it's gel and slicked back. But what's interesting is her hair isn't fiery red anymore. It's icy blue for some reason.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And her olive skin isn't olive tone anymore. It's a lot more paler. So she's got like a pale skin tone and an icy blue hair that's been slicked back and gelled back and sort of like twirls up over here, and rolled up sleeves with a watch on her left wrist. Basically, she's coming up looking like a boss bitch.
Love it. Excellent.
Nice.
Game face very much on by the sounds of it.
Also, can we take, while we're in the detective agency, do we have any like bugs, like navigation bugs, so we can put it into the painting if it is taken?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a little GPS tracker dot thing. Yes, absolutely.
So I'll take 2 of them, one into the fake one and one into the real one, just to make sure.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I would also say the other thing that you have is earbuds. So you can sort of communicate with each other, even if you're separated. Charlie, as you emerge. And everybody sort of shows off their regalia to each other. Charlie, your phone buzzes. I don't imagine you have it in a pocket, but probably in a small purse. Your phone buzzes, and it's an unrecognized number, but it says, "Pleasure meeting you. Perhaps you might be free for coffee later this week."
Do I recall? I'm like... Actually, yeah, I'll be like...
It would end with HM, which is Huntington Masters.
If you could see her face, she kind of just like is frozen for a bit, and then it's like red starts to like blush, crawling up for her face, and
then goes back down again.
She
into other parts of her anatomy.
She gingerly walks up to Claudia. Now, the reason she was impersonating Claudia was it's an art gallery. This guy is very artistic. She knows nothing about art. She's like, Claudia?
Yes, darling?
Can I say something smart? And I just turn and show
Let me see,
phone.
Well, if you want to sound... Okay, well, if you want to sound like me, then unfortunately you cannot. I'm one of a kind. But if you want to come even close to how I am, then you have to play it just a little bit colder. You seem incredibly keen, and a man needs to feel that he has your interest, but you're not that intrigued yet. Let him impress you, my darling.
Okay. I take the phone back. And then I type out a message and hit send. I turn to reveal the message, and it says, "OMG, absolutely, let's go. This sounds amazing. Hands down. 2 p.m. tomorrow. It has to
string of emojis.
Like exclamation point, smiley face, love heart. It's just like,
do it.
But the thing is, the love heart isn't a red love heart. It's the ice blue love heart. Colder.
Ooh, good choice there. Well, there's a lot of work to do here, but it's a good start.
Okay.
And I actually agree with Bishop Blood. If you want, all of your gowns have pockets.
Oh no,
yes.
Charlie has pockets, suit pants.
Yeah,
pockets.
I'm imagining
Claudia does not have pockets, but because she has a gimp.
Yeah, I'm imagining Claudia's is similar to sort of there's one in the small of the back. To like in exercise wear, even her evening gowns are practical. And there's when on a bicycle on a cycling sort of unitard, there is a string of pockets along the small of the back. That's what I'm imagining Charlie's situation is, which would hide the. Basically, the trick is, for formal wear, the reason you don't have pockets is because you don't want to spoil the lines of the dress. But that one would do a reasonably good job of disguising them. Claudia has several pockets in Ferguson's clothing. Yeah.
I'm saying that Penny has cartoon logic pockets in that she will just reach for her hip and pull out like I don't know an entire
ladder.
bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Full on sword between the boobas. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
it'll just be anywhere. She'll reach for her shoulder, reach
If
for her
Gal
hip.
Gadot can do it, yeah.
Yeah, and people will just be like, "How?" And she'll be like,
Oh.
"It's just a really good dress."
Don't ask.
Like, the design
You know
is
what Penny can
incredible.
do probably? She can like do a magician's trick where she reaches behind the ear of someone and just like pulls out
Pulls
like,
out a
complete
sword.
pineapple or
Yes.
something. Yeah, like, here you
Always
go.
a sword.
But you pull out a
Brilliant.
sword and then they drop dead because you've stored a sword in their head.
It was a good trick.
It's like,
I mean,
surprise!
So long as it remained in place, they were okay. But
Yeah,
now that
yeah.
you've taken it out,
Uh-oh.
better call somebody. I don't
Okay.
have a phone though, so someone else do it.
Very well. All right, so that is what you look like. Glorious, I think, is the general consensus. And you head over to the thing. You get there. You're looking to get there about an hour early, I believe.
Yep.
This is Lady von Rushman's due. She will probably be there. However, most of the rest of the guests will not start gathering. In fact, tradition is fashionably late. So yes, there is a red carpet, but there are only a couple of paparazzi there. However, Claudia, you are just a little bit. Until Ferguson pulls out and brandishes the battle axe. Just sort of bats them away with the flat side of it. Pristine,
and-
resplendent, and immaculate. Exactly.
On the road there, I will mention to people now. Remember, other than our plan, we still need to look like we're doing what Lady Rushman says. So that as soon as we're prepared with the paintings, we do the rounds, we do the things, we act as if we don't know that the painting is another one.
Of course.
Charlie's like lifting up a suitcase or like a briefcase. It's like I still have to pick up the counterfeit though.
Of course.
Cool.
I will make sure
yeah.
the back door is open for you.
The it's. Why am I doing the work? Describe it. How does this pickup, this transfer occur? You are in a speeding carriage, which looks not unlike the not onion carriage, pumpkin carriage from Cinderella. However, it has been heavily redone. Mostly just it's been poorly painted. And I think there's probably like knitted dice hanging from the rear view mirror and a few other bits and pieces. Claudia doesn't like to be seen in it, but it's better than having other people see you guys in her car.
Some sacrifices must be made. Unfortunately,
The 6 formerly white horses have now been adorned with Sharpie spots to
Yeah.
make them look more like
the
Appaloosas.
Dalmatians.
6 horses, previously known as white, now they
Yeah.
have Sharpies.
Yeah, I love the absolutely butternut squash carriage. Yeah, it's pumpkin shaped. It's sweet potato shaped.
It must be noted that anyone who is wearing like a gown knows the rules of travel. You lay down unless you want creases when you arrive at your destination. So it's
So
just
you're
going to be a
actually
collection of people
arranged like in a hearse.
sprawled out
you're all
in, like,
just-
Jenga.
Which is why Maria is traveling in fabric that is already looking kind of wrinkly, like linen.
Nice.
So it doesn't matter.
Alright.
See, smart.
This is fantasy world where all your clothing stays wrinkle free.
Yes.
Brilliant. Magic.
Or there is as you walk through the door, there is a cloud of steam that just sort of steams the clothing as you go through.
It steams
Wonderful.
the clothing and clears your pores, so that's pretty good.
I did like the visual of people being stacked or being forced to take the bus to the
Yes.
event so that they don't crease their gowns, though.
Excellent. So you get there. You stalk inside.
Did we
and I
describe the pickup, or did you
Oh yes,
want us-
please do. Please do.
Okay, so if essentially Charlie would be like, the place I'm picking up, I will need you guys to park, and she pulls up a map and she points at the gym she goes to. Like, can you just park over there and just give me maybe 10 minutes and I'll be able to come back with the suitcase. So, yeah, is that okay?
Of course.
Of course.
Cool.
Yeah.
As you park, she hops out carrying the briefcase and she sort of walks around and she actually walks about 3 blocks away. She's walking towards this place called the ABC card shop, where there are a lot of, like, they sell a lot of sporting trading cards and whatnot, and there's a big tree right in front of it. So as she's walking, she goes, looks at the card shop, looking through the windows, then turns around and it makes her way towards the tree. She puts the briefcase down, the briefcase in front of the tree, and bends down to do as if she's doing her shoelaces. And after a moment or two, it's at the designated time. I'm assuming that's when the other person will be walking past, would drop their suitcase down, do their shoelaces, and then as they get up to walk away, they take what the briefcase was Charlie's, leaving over the other briefcase.
Love it. This is quite an awkwardly large suitcase that you are now carrying. Yeah, but yes, you do that.
Cool. I take the big suitcase and walk back to where everyone's parked.
I also love that you were definitely, the shoes you have paired with this outfit are not laced.
Yep, exactly. They are the dark brown, just slip-on shoes, and
Yeah.
she's looking down like, yeah, shoelaces.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. Cool. You head on inside. Lady Von Rushman greets you at the door and says, you're looking fabulous, Claudia, as always. Hardly surprising. And everybody else as well. Marvelous. Cool. So, what do you need from me at this point? You have full access to the building. The artwork is being displayed. It will be unveiled. You are at the Gazeglow Natural History Museum. Bit of an unusual place for an art showing because it is not an art museum. It is a magnificent building of classic Praedugalli's style, with columns and stained glass in all colours of the flag, with pieces of art within pieces of art adorn the massive skeletons of creatures from a bygone age. So in the main hallway there is a brontosaurus skeleton sort of thing, and in other areas it's dinosaur skeletons and old mammalian and other skeletons as well, all sort of fossilized things, and adorning some of the more structurally sturdy ones are paintings. They have been hung from the hips of hadrosaurs, and one is hung, clutched in the claws of a Tyrannosaurus, holding it in its front claws.
Very creative and morbid way to display. I'm impressed. Currently, we would need, of course, full access to the building. And is there a particular group of people servicing the area? Any other security other than us?
Well, of course, yes. And she gestures. There is the museum security staff themselves, who are dressed in a dark black and gold uniform. There is also private security, which are plain clothes, but obviously security guys though, like presidential security. So it's boring suits and earbuds. Like, they're clearly not guests, they are clearly security, but they are also not in a uniform, per se. Sunglasses even in a darkened room sort of people.
Well, obviously we need full access to the building. Our people will do their jobs. And I would like a word with the entire group of servants for today.
Oh, yes, of course. The kitchen is down that hallway, and I imagine most of them down there. I can have them sent down, make sure everybody gets the word from you.
Yes, just a quick little PSA.
Very well, very well. Sure, I have quite a few things to...
How does she look? Does she look nervous?
Make me like an insight, but not.
Okay, insight but not. Is it wit?
It probably would be wit. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, a wit
or
check.
heart?
Or heart. I don't
I
feel
will
like
probably-
Claudia would be an emotional awareness kind of person.
Nah. Have a big fat 0 on that one, but I have 1 wit, so
Very well.
try
Make a
it.
wit check.
Ciao. Okay, I think I will need my D4 to add to this. I don't want to reroll yet, but I will use my D4. Because it's not very good. It's not very good.
Not great.
Not great. Oh, it's a 4 though, so it's 10.
10.
Overall.
Alrighty. A 10 is an upbeat, which means you get what you wanted to know plus a little more. So yeah, she looks nervous. She is in a very form-fitting red gown, completely off the shoulders and asymmetrically cut. So it has a train, but it's only on one side, and one the bodice section of it covers close to going over one shoulder, where it drops quite low across the chest. Yes, she is similar to Penny, dressed well, but dressed in almost nothing at the same time sort of vibes. And yes, she is. So she looks stunning. She looks like she spent 10 hours in makeup, despite the fact that you know she can't have because you were with her 6 hours ago. She looks nervous. She looks like she is doing her level best to help you, help her. However, Claudia, you feel like it might be an act. Maybe not completely. Or possibly the reason for her nervousness is not what it would appear.
Okay, I will tell to her, would you mind accompanying me to the kitchen where I can talk to the staff? Of course, you have the authority here. I would not want to command them without you giving the nod of approval.
This would be, you are trying to convince now, because she is busy. This is like, she has an awful lot.
I want to get her alone in one of the corridors.
Oh, I think it's a fight. I think this is a fight check.
Okay. Daring?
Combat. Yes, daring or grace.
Daring. I have a 2 in daring.
Okay, I think this is a daring roll, certainly. So make a daring check.
And I don't know how much of this is perceived by the rest of the agency, but as Claudia is saying this, she'll definitely like glance at Maria because she has been previously, talking one-on-one with ladies, so
Right.
Not bad. Hold on. Plus 2, so that's 10 again.
10 again. Another upbeat. Choose 3 and your opponent chooses 1 to apply to you in response. You can flirt with or provoke your opponent to gain a string on them. You can, through violence or cutting words, inflict a condition. You can create an opportunity for an ally through prowess or distraction. And you can take an object from your opponent or seize a superior position, which is what you're definitely trying to do. So that's definitely one of those. That one.
So I have 3 I can do.
Yes, and they get 1 on you.
Okay, so I would like to definitely seize a superior position. I would also like to create an ally, and I will, when we are alone,
or an ally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to do that because I will kind of try and prod a little bit in her, trying to appeal to us being of the same, like birds of a feather.
Yeah.
So I'll try to create allyship, get a superior position, and perhaps flirt a little bit.
Sure.
Just a little bit.
To gain a string on them. Very well.
Yes.
Sure. So this is what you are doing in this instance. She agrees to come with you. She's like, very well. It must be quite quick, though. I am obviously very pressed for time right now. But of course, Claudia, anything to help. And she comes along with you. what are the others doing? We will cut back in a second, but yeah, what are the rest of you doing?
Rosella's staring at the dinosaur skeletons, actually, because her whole life she was led to believe that these don't exist.
Oh no! The god created humans and nothing else.
Yeah, 6 days. It's all good. Yeah, anything over 3,000 years old doesn't exist. Not a real thing. Heteronormia is...
her entire mind blown.
Boo hiss.
Exactly.
So she's just staring up in awe at this Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Marvelous. Sure, you do this. Oh wow. That's amazing. Sorry, Ardanna just sent a picture to our Discord. Could you put that in the hung, drawn, and quartered, Ardanna? That's
Sure thing.
That's Maria at the gala, and it's a really good picture. I love that.
Oh, that's
With
beautiful.
the flowers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the magic and the dagger. Yeah, very cool. If you want to see, you can join our Discord at this link here.
Looks good.
Sneaky
It really
Discord
does.
plug there. Right. Yeah. So, what are the other people doing? Sorry, got distracted. Rosella is distracted by the young Earth theory thing. Yep. I love that as well. And I imagine thinking, wow, I didn't realize. I always thought they were myths, but evidently they were massive art fans. Look at the T-Rex. Did it die like that? Maybe it's the T-Rex stole the painting. No, Rosella's not stupid.
Maria did promise to find a way in to keep the back door open for
'Cause
Charlie.
Charlie is waiting to get in. She's not in yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, of course. Right.
So Maria makes her way back to the back of this museum, just
Mhm.
weaving in between boxes and stuff at the back of the museum. And she makes her way to the loading dock and just looking around.
Yeah, it would be
Sneakily
open
pushes.
because,
Yeah.
yeah, people are coming and going, preparing for the party. The caterers are in and going and, yeah, coming and going. But two ladies of stature would be observed, but not by anybody important.
Yep.
As you
And,
arrive, yeah?
She looks around to see if she can spot Charlie and also to see if there's any threat nearby, like anyone would intercept or ask questions.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, make a... Ooh, what would be a perception check of those?
Wit,
How would you
perhaps?
be? Yeah, wit, I suppose. Yeah, cleverness and knowledge is probably the closest. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's basically standing out there as if fanning herself, like, oh,
Yeah.
already it's too hot.
Just taking in
but
the
at the
dank
same
night
time-
air in an alleyway. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, wait then. Let's see. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna reroll one of those because that was disastrous. That wasn't better.
Oh no.
And
You have a D4
Gonna-
as well.
yeah, let's add a D4. That still failed.
Wow.
Ooh.
So you gain an experience point.
Yeah.
For the downbeat. What did you get out of curiosity?
A 6.
Wow. Okay, that's impressive.
I
Good
rolled
job.
2 on all 3 dice.
Alrighty. Yeah. So, a downbeat, which means you basically all of these. There are a bunch of servants, but none of them appear to be paying any particular attention to you.
Yep.
And you do get a small stain at the on the because you're standing in a dank alleyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do get a small stain on your dress, on the train of your dress, bottom hem. And then
Charlie's trying to find this alleyway. Obviously, we're gonna have that meet point. So
well,
when we
you've
get
got
out
the
car,
earbuds in, so you can. Mariah can guide you in relatively easily. I'm not going to make it a check. You do that.
If anything, it takes a little bit longer because like Charlie, ever since she kind of came back with the suitcase, has sort of been like dissociating for a bit and like biting her nails. So,
ooh,
yeah,
interesting. Cool. So you guys re-enter the building. What's Penny been doing?
So Penny is making her way around the building, obtaining surreptitious photos of every exit and every position of every security guard. But of course, how would she do such a thing in such an outlandish outfit? Well, she's been taking
I'm glad you asked, Josh.
I'm so glad you asked, Josh! I'm missing all my cues. It's upsetting. So she has basically been traversing the museum, taking selfies and taking pictures of herself all the way throughout, and even taking like reels and like live footage and being like, oh, this is fab. I'm gonna be uploading this later, and just doing it in the most attention-grabbing way possible. And probably catching a few eye rolls, a few pauses and deep sighs from the people who are working the event, and even she stops a few of them and asks them to take pictures of her when the angle would be too awkward for her to like try and get everything she needs to in frame. So basically, yeah, she's acting a damn fool and like cementing the people's opinion of her of like, oh, just another one of these socialites that was hired to come here and take pictures and make this event look better than it is. And she's like, cool, I need these people to have this perception of me for the minute, so I'm not too mad about that.
I love it. Yeah. Cool. Just another looky-loo. Marvelous. Has Rosella progressed from her stunned awe of the dinosaurs?
Yes, I think after a little while she sort of snaps herself out of it, makes a mental note to read up about these things, and continues on. And she's just going to look around at the others to see where she seems to be needed most to assist.
I love it. Awesome. Make a spirit check, please. Hey, Rob.
A spirit check. Let me see. Spirit. I've got a +1 to spirit. Yay. Let me find my dice. Let's roll into the box this time so it doesn't. 11.
Nice.
An 11. Wow. Okay.
That's a 6.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a 6 and a 4. And then the +1, yeah.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, amazing. You feel as you are looking around, you are examining for things that so how did you put it? You are examining for things that are out of place?
No, she's looking for she's looking at the others to see where she is most needed as a support person.
Right. Trying to find a good place to be. You find a good little perch, a little lookout spot, a little bench next to a stuffed iguana, and you go to sit. However, as you go to sit, you notice that the chair has eyes. You at first thought they were carved on, but then they blink.
Can
someone sit on me fucking literally, huh?
Can Rosella, perchance, pretend she has not noticed this, and then sit?
You can. Rosella, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna roll a dice.
Am I pinning the creature?
Not exactly.
No. It's a mimic. Shit.
It is a mimic. That is a
Oh,
7.
no.
Sit or
Was your
hover,
butt-
answer is always yes.
It rolls a fight check on you. As you sit, the seat top hinges backwards, outlined by a massive set of fangs and teeth. And the tongue wraps around your waist, Rosella.
Only just met.
Goodness.
Take me out to dinner first.
You
always do the reach around. You know that, right?
Rosella, you this has a string on you and is going to inflict a condition.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, however, you can do something back to it as well of the 4 fight moves. Get a string, a condition, gain an opportunity, or take an object from them. It is grappling you with the intent to consume. I would say you are frightened of this mimic. I rolled a 7.
Frightened, a -2 to fight. Excellent. I have marked that.
Quivering even, maybe.
I think Rosella, who, let me see what I've got here. Let me see. I think Rosella, who has, been brought up with the way she has, is going to essentially give in to one of her traditions here.
Ooh.
Which is never admit to her weak emotions. So she is going to try to put on the brave face right now. And while she's giving into that tradition, she's doing it in her own way. She's been grabbed, so she's going to put one little hand, or not so little hand, on her not so little hip, glare down at this thing in its little seat eyes, and say, "Unhand me immediately." Then thinks about it. No, untongue me immediately.
Good.
This is not how we make friends.
Boo! Unadventurous.
With a tongue that size.
Would this be a slight
A
of
non-bred
check?
tongue? Why, yes, it would. Yeah, cool. So what is your intent here? To inflict a condition?
She's
Or-
trying... Not necessarily a condition. I think what she's trying to do is, get the upper hand. Not so much
Seize
the
a
upper
superior
hand.
position. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Poor mimic. Never had mummy disapproval before. Thank you, Crunchy. Yes, you do that. You have it has a string on you, so it is it's still grappling you. But yeah, you take a superior position. I think that would mechanically become the nearest security guards are sort of brought to it sort of raises everybody's attention, just sort of a whoa, there's 6 armed people in this room, and all come to your assistance as this well-dressed debutante apparently is suddenly grappled by an unexpected mimic.
Yes.
This in fact, what I would suggest you do is create an opportunity for someone else,
Absolutely.
because you are looking to do a switcheroo. Are you not?
So, yes, what she'll do is making as much noise as she possibly can right now. She's going to try to draw the attention of all the security guards that she can, specifically pertaining to those around near the painting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she's going to start struggling pretending she's struggling a little more than she is, and just take one for the team here.
You don't really have to pretend. This thing is very much intent on eating you. It's the size of a bench. It's a fairly large mimic. And you overhear one of the guards say, "I did wonder. I didn't notice that thing earlier. How the hell did it get in here? Quick, get her out of there!" We'll just cut away to Claudia, having her little conversation with the lady.
The lady.
Yeah. Rushman.
Lady von Rushman.
Yeah, so when we are in the corridors leading to the kitchen where I wanted to talk to the staff, I gently push her near the wall, put my hand next to her head. Yes, and I'll say, "All right, darling, well, now that we're alone, I want us to speak candidly. I know you're hiding something, and trust me, I am very sympathetic to your position. I've been where you're at. I know a lot of eyes are on you right now after the death of your husband. But please, you need to come clean with me right now." So I'm trying to use that flirt and allyship thing from the...
Yes.
From the...
Yeah, so this is you effectively doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you are... you have gained a string on her. If you like, you can use that string to influence with a string.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would like to.
Yeah. Find out what it will take to get them to do what you want, for example. Would be one of the string moves.
Okay.
Or offer them XP to do something, which isn't really appropriate because they're not a fellow player.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you want to burn the string in doing this, yes. How would she respond? You said she is hiding something. She says, "Very well. My husband, my late husband, had an awful lot of very unsavory content. I'm worried this is wrapped up in that. Hence my concern."
So you have someone that you will suspect in
Not
this?
someone. But a group. I don't have any particular... No one person jumps out to me as that's the person. But there is a lot of them. He was not a nice man.
What kind of group are we talking here?
Ex-military, current military, some more unsavory, some not native to Praedugal as well. There are more than one is based in Pronomia.
I see. Any of them wielders of magic?
A few.
All right, and I presume they are not invited to the gala.
Invited? No. Well, there is one. But it's as in an old associate of my husband, there are several who were invited to the gala, both Manfred Grossman and Thatcherton Montague, Lady Thatcherton Montague. Both are former associates of my husband, but not people I would suspect. I haven't obviously invited any of them. However, their reach is long and their pockets are deep.
I see.
Hence why I hired
and you surmise that someone out of that shady group of people wants to sully your husband's name.
Sully my husband's name? Quite possibly.
Out of
I think
character.
it's more my name, I think I'm trying to get at this point. A group of his associates always thought there was something fishy about his death. Like, they reasoned somehow, perhaps, that I was behind my dear husband's death.
I do not believe her.
Sure.
This does not add up. What is there anything I can do to try and see if she's trying to come up with a story? Because it doesn't seem like something that would fit with what we already know as the philosophy of the perpetrator.
Sure. Do a figure them out. A wits, I think.
A wits. Okay, I'll try to do a wits. Gotcha. Ooh, that's pretty fucking bad. I'll reroll one of them. Fucking bad. Come on, dice. Ooh, okay, that's better. That's 8 plus 1, so that's 9.
9. Okay, that is a standard beat. So a success. I think you notice that you don't think she has been deceitful with you, but she has cherry-picked the truth.
Okay.
Ooh.
What I will do...
Crunchy, is that for Daria?
Oh, is it for moi? What I will do is I'll try a bit of a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
I take my earpiece out and I almost theatrically throw it down the corridor. And I lean closer to her and say, whatever you tell me from now on will stay strictly between us. I know how it feels to be judged by your peers, and I will not do the same thing to you. And I'm trying to do something. I have a player move in my infamous thingamajig. Hold on, where is it? They can change too. When you give up an advantage on someone dangerous because you believe that they can mend their wicked ways. I'm not exactly sure she has wicked ways, but I try to throw away my disadvantage here to show that she can trust me.
Right. I like it.
Epic.
Ooh. Daria, it's a big move. Any... there wasn't any rolling to accompany that one. It's just you spend something.
It's a move, yeah. So you can ask a question as if you'd figured them out.
Right.
So
okay.
that's just me leaving the floor open to her. Yeah.
Okay. Apologize. We are all still very new to this system, so we're all still just sort of figuring it out a little bit.
If you want me to roll something, I can. Maybe it's a fight roll. It's up to you.
I don't think so. I'm just wanting to actually have a look at the wording of it. Player moves. Make it right, or we.
They can change too. It's in.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Infamous.
All right. They can change too. And that's one of the two you selected. Start with the 2 moves marked and choose 2 more from the list. Okay, cool.
Yes,
they can change too.
I have.
You give it an advantage on someone dangerous. I see. Okay. Yes. So you had that advantage and now you're giving it up. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. I love it. Thank you. I'm just wrapping my head around the system. So she... Oh. She says, I appreciate it. Really do. It's difficult. The marriage was particularly pleasant. And being suspected of something so foul as is it matricide? Killing your husband?
No, matricide is killing your mama.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Husband
Yes.
killing.
Yeah.
Ye old husband killing.
Husband killing, yes. So I do appreciate it, and it's nice that there's someone out there that understands. She is all fine. She is going to make a fight move in response. Yeah. She actually would look at you and say, do you ever suppose, Claudia, that there would be a fourth divorce in the future?
I frankly do not know. I feel like I want to leave that part of my life behind. I've manipulated and I've lied and I've made people in love with me. And every time it happened, I've gained and I've also lost. And there was a point where I did not know who was looking back at me in the mirror.
So, you can ask one of the figure out a person questions. Which one are you asking? What are your feelings towards? What do you hope to get from? How could I get you to? What do you love most? And how would you feel if I?
Okay, yeah, so like I know she was telling me the truth, but she was also not telling me the full story.
The whole truth, yeah.
Yes. So I guess I think I want to like figure out what she wants from me so that she can tell me all of the truth, because I'm trying to put myself at a disadvantage.
Then
and
may I suggest,
yes.
What do you hope to get from this evening?
Yes.
So yes.
And also, can I
Yep.
might even propose a trade. I don't know if the system allows this, but Claudia's being quite vulnerable right now. I would be willing to take on a guilty condition.
Ooh.
Because she's unearthing part of herself that she does not talk often enough about.
Well, I would actually say don't worry too much, because she is going to she is making a fight but a flirt roll with you in response, and she is going to give you the guilty condition
nice.
as one of them. She is also going to yes, I think flirt with and provoke to gain a string on you as well. And you can gain one on her. Of those as well, which could be a string or another condition. Or something else. Possibly guilty as well, actually, would kind of make sense.
I think so.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Cool. Very well. So yes. When you're exhausted, the thing that goes is your memory. I am really struggling to remember the last sort of 45 seconds of this conversation. As in Josh is really struggling to remember. So what I think happens is... Yeah, she's definitely flirting with you. And... Oh...
So essentially, I would like to show her that whatever other people might think of her is not the end all be all, because Claudia has been through this thrice over. And yeah.
So yeah, what is she trying to get from this evening? Right.
Yes.
She says, well, honestly, I'm trying to get firstly a better understanding of your crew and your abilities. I've been an admirer from afar for a while, and I may well have more work for you. So obviously, aside from raising money for disadvantaged youth, that sort of goes by the by. But consider this an audition, as it were. And she runs a couple of fingertips up your arm as she says that. And I really do appreciate the honesty.
Honesty is the best policy in our detective agency.
I agree completely. You must be honest in your relationship.
Yes. Well, I shan't take up any more of your time. I know you're busy, but...
Thank you, dear. Down there and on the left, you'll find the staff.
I will. And I'll pick up my earpiece when she leaves.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Cool. So, yes, back to the others. Rosella is currently being eaten by a mimic.
Only a little.
Only a little bit. Charlie and Maria arrive.
Yeah, sure. I have a thing for that might actually help with the Rosella situation if she wants it resolved.
I don't know. There is 6 burly dudes assisting Rosella to escape from the thing. This is your opportunity. DM wink wink.
Yep. So I think Maria, knowing that she's quite eye-catching in her current outfit, is going to survey the room to see if there's anyone directly looking at her and Charlie.
No.
And
now, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. That's the point.
Yeah.
Rosella is drawing everyone's attention. How a mimic got into the Natural History Museum, no one knows.
Yeah.
But they are very good at that, and this place probably does have a reasonably high throughput of exhibits and things.
Yes. Seeing that, she's just gonna look over at Charlie and say, I trust you know what to do. I'll be your lookout.
And Penny would see the two of them come in as well. Would Penny have anything to add or assist with the transition of one painting to another? It's in the same room technically. It's in a long concourse, but the concourse narrows, so it's in a different section of the same area. But it's partially visible from where Rosella is. So if Maria is the lookout, Charlie is doing the thing. It is the painting. You haven't yet actually looked at it, but it is sitting on the hip of a brontosaurus, hanging from that, and the brontosaurus has a large white silk sheet over its midsection, rather like it's getting a massage. So you can see where it is. Yes.
Yep.
Oh goodness.
So Charlie and Penny and Maria, to a lesser extent, how do you do this? Is the question I'm asking.
So I'm guessing Charlie will go up to the painting, and interesting. She's like actually shivering, like so. She's a little bit cold, like shivering in terms of as she's like carrying the briefcase, this much more heavier briefcase, and looks to Penny and she's like, can you help, please?
Having a quick read through Penny's skill set to see if there's anything.
And so she will lower the briefcase and then open it up, revealing the painting that's been made by the imposter. And what do we see is the painting?
You guys were the ones that decided what you wanted.
Okay.
An anthropomorphic rat reclining, an anthropomorphic white rat reclining gracefully and completely in the nude on a glorious grand piano, whilst a second rat plays the piano, and both of them are in the nude, but again wearing Chippendale style bow ties and wrist cuffs. But that's it.
Brilliant.
I love it. I'm gonna try and see if I can make heat of the moment work for me on Charlie. Because heat of the moment is when you taunt someone into doing something they want to do but find unwise.
Ooh.
And that is a role for daring. So if I target a player character, let's actually stay and show me what I want to read. Okay, they mark XP if they do it and must take a condition if they don't do it. So that's if I roll a 10. But if I roll a 7 to 9, they mark XP if they do it, and they take a condition if they don't.
Right. Love it.
Okay. So it was either that or the main attraction, and I don't see that working here, so no. I'll save that for later, potentially. And somewhat uncharacteristically, you see Penny like do a microsecond of a wince because she's one of Charlie's several adopted parents, so she doesn't really want to do this. But her, like, you know, when like her back's turned to Charlie when she winces, but she turns, and in the second but slightly more successful imitation of Claudia, but more in manner than in actual voice and accent, she's like, "Oh, Charlie, come on now, baby. Don't be a bitch about it in the moment. Get on with it."
Oh. So, Charlie, is this sort of prompts Charlie, or Charlie has advantage on doing it?
What is it? I think I have to roll. So
yes, you have to roll daring.
Let me. I don't remember whether cursing the dice worked or not yesterday, so
you have so many bonuses.
Fucking dice.
You can try.
Oh, that was bad. What was that? That was a 3 and 4 plus
That's
1
7.
is
8.
an 8.
That is a success, technically. You could add a D4 to it. You won't be keeping them for anything else, so you might as well burn them if you got them.
I don't know which one is a D4.
It's the one, the pyramid one. The one that looks like a caltrop.
3-sided pyramid?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think that's a 3.
Ooh, that puts it to a 10, which would be, or even an 11 actually, which would make it an upbeat. So you get what you wanted plus a little more. So what happens? Charlie gets an experience point if they do it. And is there anything else that happens?
So Charlie, I'm curious to see how you react to one of your supportive adoptive mums taunting you.
Here's going to be a really interesting thing that actually happens. So after she hears that, all of a sudden her whole body shivers, and you can see because she's got her sleeves rolled up. There's some goosebumps that are forming along her arms, and obviously whenever we go through something freezing and frozen, our nipples perk up and get a little bit firm. So that you see that through her vest. But then all of a sudden, she's just like she's solid, she's not shivering, and then she's got the most blankest expression on her face, as if it's deadpan, soulless in a way.
Oh, I'm so sorry, my child. I love you.
And just this most cold demeanor exuberating out of Charlie, and she just in the most robotic fashion just opens up the thing and does the swap, closes, steps up with the painting that's in the new briefcase, the one that we're taking, gets up and actually just starts walking back towards where she'd come from,
Hmm.
without uttering a word or anything else.
I love it. So, Charlie, you get another experience point. I believe that puts you to 3.
Wow.
That'll be 2 actually.
Oh,
That'll
okay.
be that's the second one. Yeah.
However, Maria,
Mhm.
you are standing. You watch the entire thing go down, and keeping a lookout. And in your ear, you hear the spirit that you spoke to earlier today at the conservatoire, which I have named Jane. Jane whispers in your ear, "Gosh, wouldn't it be interesting if you left with more than one? That one over there would fetch a pretty penny too."
Oh, goodness.
Wait, is that the girl we invited?
No, this is the little fey
Very.
spirit, the magic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
I am using a string on you that you gave her to influence you, to suggest that you do something. You would gain an experience point if you do it.
If Jane were whispering in Penny's ear, she wouldn't even need a string. Penny would
Yeah,
just
no.
be like, "Hell yeah!"
Oh, good idea.
Now, Maria is not a thief per se. She has no skills in this.
Nope.
But she will look around.
And the Fae would say, "Easy enough to do, and we make an illusion of it still being there. Would be any the."
Something in her mind just click, 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 click. You can almost hear the cogs grinding in Maria's head as she closes her eyes for a moment and then, sure. I always wanted to try something daring. And which one
Alright.
did you have in mind?
It has already indicated a quite glorious landscape. It has a twisted. It is of floating castles in the sky. It is a
Nice.
sort of skybox landscape with castles on clouds. Quite a fanciful thing, but it's quite pretty. You know the castles did once exist, but are now gone, lost to time.
Nice. Yeah, she's gonna make a show of going up to it and just appraising it almost, and digging through her purse as if she's taking something out. She's gonna reach her hand up, feel the back for like any way to unclasp the painting, and then quickly just try to remove it from the frame.
You feel as you do this. Can you make me a daring check? I think it's got to be daring.
Oh.
Yeah, let's
Could be
see,
grace, but I
please.
think it's probably daring.
Please, dice, don't fail me now.
You can do it.
Nice, that's a 10.
What happens is a spectral, smoky claw forms along your fingertip, and you are able to just slice down through the tape that's holding the painting in its frame, and it just slides out very easily. And yet, an image of the painting still remains within the frame. And yeah, you now have this 2-foot wide painting in your hands. Rosella is currently being grappled by a mimic. Rosella, we're going to come back to you. What do you do? While Maria thinks about how she is going to get this painting out of the room that she just stole.
Oh, she's quickly rolling it.
Oh, okay. It is. I was thinking it would be on a canvas stretched, so it is.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a piece of wood, like a wooden frame. They wouldn't be. Yeah, it would be mounted. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
But
Well,
you
then
could take it
she's-
off the wood, but that would take a little minute.
Yeah, no, then she's just gonna make as if she's walking to the back
Yeah,
to ask the personnel about the painting.
something important. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. So Rosella, what do you do?
So Rosella probably doesn't have a great view of what's going on out there. She's not
No,
sure
you're
whether
rather
they're-
busy about being eaten by.
Yes. So while she's rather busy about being eaten by a mimic, she's going to scream for help. First of all.
Yep.
And then, as the big strong men are coming to her aid, she's going to sort of turn and very, very quietly, as she's flailing and carrying on, just go to the mimic. Now listen here, you little shit. And sort of glance back.
Oh my yes.
All those men there are armed, as am I. You will let me go. We will forget this ever happened, and I will try and convince them not to kill you.
I don't think this is a fight move. I think you are convincing. I think you are being persuasive. Heart.
She does not have the greatest heart rolls, but
Okay.
that is fine. I'm still going to do it.
You could try spirit.
No.
Integrity.
I don't think this is integrity. I think this is emotion. So I am going to go with heart still. I've still got my advantage. That's a 6. I'm going to re-roll that too. So that's a 6 and a 4.
That's 10.
So that's a 10. That'll work.
Yep. The mimic, very gently, you are about halfway down its gullet at this point. It removes you very gingerly and puts you back on your feet, and then its tongue unwraps around from you, and it gives you a couple of licks to remove the bulk of the slobber. Sorry. And then it closes back up, and the lid sits back down on the seat, and it's just a chair with eyes that are like, please don't kill. And mimic, very nice mimic, can turn into pink bow tie.
Yes, and Rosella at this point is going to look back at the gentleman, just, oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry. I forgot where I'd put him, and I just sat on him. But I will make sure that nobody else does the same. And I will take him home after the gala.
You've got a pet mimic?
Yes, I do. He's quite tame. I just frightened him is all. And he gave me quite a fright too. Oh goodness. And she's going to sort of fan her face aggressively and pat the mimic.
Well, it can't stay here. You've got to pack it up right now. Possibly we could put it in your carriage or something until after the gala. You can't have a mimic out; it might eat someone else.
Of course, absolutely. Let me just go talk to my girls. Come along, Rodney. Rodney the mimic, yes.
Rodney the mimic. Very well.
And she's going to sort of.
Everyone
her finger at
gets
it.
Clap.
Yes, just come. And yes, she totally intends to adopt this mimic and make it part of her.
I'm no way surprised. Yeah, it's going to be the pool table at the back.
Her plan right now is that perhaps that's the best way to escort a certain painting out into their carriage.
Yes. So, as I said, when we hit our 100 mark, a mimic happens somewhere in the world.
Cool.
I thought that was cool.
Yes.
You have stolen the painting. You have stolen a different painting. I'm going to say, Penny, you did notice Maria do what she did. However, you are not obligated to say anything.
I held off the sloppy commentary while watching. Was Penny observant enough? Oh wait, this is to do with Jane.
I'm talking about the stealing the painting, not the mimic.
Yeah, no, this is to do with Jane assisting Maria. Is Jane still only visible to Maria in
Yes.
that Penny would not have seen the spectral smoke around Jane's hand? She would have just seen
might have noticed the claw. The claw was corporeal.
Corporeal, and it was...
And you then witnessed the painting come out and a new one, almost like a slideshow. It's still there.
Methinks, Mercy, not Penny, although Penny's going to catch up to this fairly quickly, that Jane may not be loyal to a single employer, but...
oh, absolutely not.
I would say that's the main thing that, like, Penny was, like, sort of derisively keeping a side eye on Maria. She started kind of very obviously creeping over and being like, oh, look at this pretty painting that I want to look at and not do anything else with. But,
Slice robs immediately.
The second the corporeal claw appeared, it pinged something in her brain, and she was like, that feels familiar, but she hasn't put together the dark smoke yet. She's just like, that, first of all, didn't know Maria could do that, and secondly, why does that feel familiar to me? But
it's picking all over the place in Maria's head right now.
Yeah, but I think she's gonna, for now, she's gonna turn heel because she is a little more concerned with Charlie at the moment, and the job, but mainly Charlie. She kind of hobble runs, because of her damn dress, runs her way after Charlie, like sort of hustling through the halls, dropping the pretense of her character a bit. Where is Charlie headed, by the way?
This is where I was curious about timing wise, and also I was going to ask, do we hear through the earpiece Rosella talking to the mimic and sort of like doing that threatening thing?
Yeah, I would say so.
I'd say so.
If we can have a timing where the next scene we see Charlie, she's in the caravan waiting, she's actually sitting on the briefcase with her like legs like spread apart and the baseball bat's in her hand, and she's just sort of like
giving it a hand job. Jesus Christ!
No, tapping the baseball, like her baseball bat that's got the machete inside.
In like a threatening,
she's like threatening, waiting for the so-called mimic to return, because she's still blue-haired, pale skin, soulless eyes at the moment. So.
So yeah, let's just add as Penny is like hobble running, because obviously Charlie's like striding and wearing a suit.
Well,
so
if Penny,
she quickly loses her, but she is following her path.
If you catch up to Charlie, you will see her. She's like sort of just in that like sort of mafia sitting position, as if like
she doesn't catch up to her before she gets in the carriage, but as she's she's kind of like doing the shit, fuck no, damn it, Charlie. And she's like, I might have gone too far with that one. Oh no. Okay. Let's try and fix it.
Okay, Maria is going back to the carriage because she's stolen the painting. Charlie's going back to the carriage because she's stolen a painting. Penny's going back to the carriage because she's worried that Charlie has stolen a painting too well.
No, because she's broken her child, and she wants to fix her.
Rosella is going back to the carriage because she's stolen a mimic, and Claudia is going to the kitchen to talk to the staff.
What is going on?
I'm going to just say, for the sake of expedience, and I don't think anything else sort of super narratively meaningful is going to happen unless Claudia, you give the staff your instructions. There is no.
I have one thing to do, and we don't even have to roleplay it. All I want is to go strut in, be a boss bitch, and say, okay, look, we know that someone out here in your group was paid off to do something during this. I'm not gonna even tell you to fess up. I'm not gonna tell you get the money. I'm just gonna say do not do whatever you're instructed to do, and we'll forget all about it. Because I know from the past that someone on the staff was paid off. I'm saying you don't have to tell me who you are.
Yep,
Just know
which
that
is-
if you do it, all hell will break loose. Just take the money and fuck off.
I love it. Yeah. That's really cool. Right. So we are going to cut to the main event. That. There we go. Okay. So where are my notes? Aha, yes. So the pieces of art, the wealthy and the kind-hearted and well-to-do people of Prydugal and Gaze Glow particularly. No, Bishop Blood. Oddly not. I do not, yeah. I mean, I do. I just, not right now. I clearly do not have the mental capacity for another ongoing campaign. 2 is enough for Josh. So, yeah, the wealthy and well-to-do have gathered. Elegant men and women exchange witticisms over canapes and champagne. From people of various cultures are all there mingling together. The representatives, the few representatives of heteronormia, are in it like quite obvious from their get-up. Hey, Octopus, good to see you. How are you, buddy? So yeah, you're generally you can spot the not bad eggs. They're not bad people. They're just wrong about a lot of things, and yeah, everyone is sort of a titter of excitement about the unfurling of Brian Sword's work. No one has noticed anything wrong as far as you can tell. Claudia, your offsider, Andrea Fuentes, is there, and she has been stuck like glue to Lady Von Rushman. And Lady Von Rushman is clearly getting a bit like, do you mind about it? But she is far too polite. Oh, wow, okay. Great. Sorry. Cool. I apologize, Octopus. That's why I couldn't pick up the phone because I was here. I'm sorry, mate. I hope you're okay. Yeah. I'll give you a shout afterwards, dude. Yeah, you can see that she is really, struggling to sort of retain that facade, that veneer of, yes, it's lovely. It's like, why is this person following me? And Andrea is actually doing a fairly good job of it. She is making out like she has a massive girl crush on Lady Von Rushman, or just crush. I don't know why I specify. She clearly does swing that way. Yeah.
I think it could be that, instead of a actual adult having a crush, it's more of a
It does have that sort of vibe to it.
Yeah.
There is an innocence to it for all this. Does Charlie return?
She will return, and the interesting. All right, so it depends. If we've done the whole scene where she's in the caravan and the mimic has come in, essentially she kind of like is like a very threatening vibe, and then like we'll walk up to it and it will literally put like the baseball bat to the mimic, and essentially it's like, mess with Rosella, and you will hear from me. Before she walks out, and then she'll make her way back into the location, and then when we do pan back to the whole event, what's interesting is she's actually like up where the bar is and drinking water, and her skin color has returned back to olive skin, and her hair is starting to return back to the fiery, like slowly returning to the fiery orange, or fiery red, and she's just drinking water.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Excellent. So you, I'm just going to leave you guys to chat amongst yourself for just a couple of seconds. I just need to bounce. I'll be right back. Decide
We can
how you
roleplay.
want this to play out.
We can roleplay amongst each other. This is
How
great.
great. So I suppose we're on our earpieces then, right?
Yeah. We would
So we
be.
have to do this.
All right, cool. Yeah, but yeah, so Charlie's at the bar, and she's just drinking some water.
Charlie, baby, you doing okay?
Yeah, why? What's wrong? Did I miss something?
You got me a little concerned earlier. Good job with the switch out. Good job with the situation, but you took a turn. Just wanted to make sure that you're feeling all right.
Situation? What are you talking about?
Okay, I think you're good, baby. You enjoy your water.
Okay.
Excellent.
And she's genuinely confused though. Like she has no idea what she's talking about.
Oh no.
Oh no!
I have no idea what you're talking about either, so that's great.
File that away of one of Charlie's mums now being extremely concerned, but being like, we have something else to deal with at the moment, so that's going to be worried about later.
Very well. So the time approaches where the unveiling will come. Lady von Rushman has spoken to at least two of you throughout the course of the evening, but basically just to us, like, how's everything going? Any leads? Any clues? I mean, they may not strike at all. I can't guarantee anything. It just seems to be very much their MO. You have presumably not informed her of your plan.
Oh, hell no.
No. She is not doing the unveiling herself. They have, in fact, prevailed upon the master himself, Brian Sword, to unveil the work.
Well,
Oh, goodness.
I'm in danger.
And yes, Brian Swords. The time arrives. Everybody gathers. It has been silent bidding. An awful lot of money has been raised. Brian's sword, resplendent in a completely crimson suit, with black shirt and a pink bow tie, comes out and is prepares to unveil his latest masterpiece. With a flourish, rips the white sheet off, and there is a from the crowd as he smiles and gracefully takes a bow, and then looks up at the piece and does a double take, as it is not the piece he was expecting. Then,
bravo!
but everybody knew what it was supposed to look like, and this is not it. It's a decent copy, but it's not a copy at all because it's a completely different picture. However, yes, and where would you have been standing for this important question?
Oh, Charlie's absolutely in the middle of the whole crowd, just like she's got a glass of water with a straw out, just like doesn't really know doesn't really care much about art. And then when she sees the painting revealed, she kind of snorts for a bit and then laughs. It's like, what the heck is that?
Love it.
What is this?
Where is Maria?
Maria is at the outside of the between the crowd and the nearest bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just standing there as if she is the companion of one of the bidders.
Right. Standing close enough to look like you're with them, but not close enough to make them go like, this is weird, why are you hanging off me?
Exactly.
Or have you insinuated yourself with somebody?
No, she would be like, if anyone asked, she would be like, oh, I'm with them.
Yeah.
Just vaguely gesturing.
I love it. Cool. Where's Penny?
Penny? She has managed to actually, sort of hang on to another group of socialites with her selfie tricks. So there's a crowd of them that are to the side because they're not really part of like the truly upper crust set, so they don't get to be front and center. Yeah. They're close to the front, but to the side, which is Penny wanted to be close to the front, but not dead center, and she made sure to position. Excuse me, my goodness.
Bless you.
Made sure to position herself in a way that she has direct line of sight. Very deliberately, she is looking straight at the painting, but like with her peripherals, because she has good ones, she can see Lady von Rushman right there because she wanted to see her reaction when the wrong painting was unveiled.
Where is Rosella?
Rosella is standing amongst some of the heteronormians. And as the painting is unveiled, she's going to very politely clap, as the heteronormians do, and sort of try and encourage the others to do so as well. As she's just, Mr. Swords, you have outdone yourself.
Oh my, oh goodness. So, Mr.
Absolutely
Speaker,
post-verbal.
yes. Yeah, it's very much how the lower house and the Houses of Parliament react whenever somebody says something.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a perfect Billy Boyd.
Yes.
Danny Boyd.
Danny Boyd.
Reference, not Billy. Yes, Danny Boyd. Yeah.
And where is Claudia?
I imagine there are like beautiful like pillars in Roman style, and Claudia's just like leaning towards one of them with a glass of champagne, and she's trying to observe the crowd. She has seen these people many a time before, so she's just trying to assess if any of them react in a way that she would not expect, because this is her kind of crowd. She knows what they would do.
I love it. So, Penny, can you make me a perception check or similar? I think it's wit, we decided.
Let's go, Penny.
Okay. So, let me go, you friggin' dice. Do the thing. Ugh, always so bad with the first roll. Okay. See what the second one is.
You have a reroll, right?
But she's rolling 2 dice.
It's a 4.
I believe she does have a reroll.
Oh, yeah. Do I? Okay.
And you have a D4 as well if you haven't used it.
I believe Malaika has used one.
I used the D4.
Yeah.
I used what? Do I get another or no?
No, I couldn't remember. You used one of the 2 things that you had.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I used the D4. Okay, so a 3 and a 5.
Ooh, that's an 8. That will do it.
Yay!
So, Malaika, there is general from the heteronormians who have sort of gathered. They're a little like awkward among all these fabulous people, and like, and then around there's a oh my god, that's and wait a moment, that's not Brian Sword's work, and Brian Sword's note, so it's sodding is not. Look, the brushwork's awful, and so. Claudia, your perception is that pretty much everybody here is reacting as you would anticipate. Then somebody else shouts out, "The thief has struck again!" And Penny, from your excellent peripheral vision, you notice Lady von Rushman is looking not as you would expect. She is clearly a little irritated, but not... there is a smirk, but it's not the smirk of triumph. It's a smirk of, oh. And then the fire alarm goes off as one of the dinosaurs catches light. On the far side of the room to where Lady von Rushman is standing, what do you do? There is, oh my goodness, oh, that. So there's a bit of pandemonium.
Is there like a microphone?
No, not really.
Okay, so oh, actually, I think I can do that. Okay, so the two playbook moves that I picked, one of them is Eerie Companion.
Yeah.
So it means I have a pet monster or spirit.
Sure.
And Maria's pet monster is a tiny flying frog.
Ardanna, can I remind you of something?
Yep.
Because of the surge, your next spell is amplified.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's what we're counting on. Yep.
Yes. So she's gonna walk up to the stage, lightly trace her fingers along Mr. Sword's cheek and just, could I have the stage, please? And just trying to make him go away.
Well, this is an outrage, and oh goodness me, oh goodness, as you just sort of shuffle him.
Yeah, it's like push, and she's gonna stand at the center of the stage in front of this painting, which, in all honesty, is a good painting, but it's not a sword.
It's just
painting.
not his.
No, she's gonna put her hands together, and I think most of you, except Rosella, would have seen this little spectral frog, but it's normally this big. Now it's standing behind her. Like, big, looking over her head. And she's just calmly gonna say, shut up, to the crowd.
To what end?
She wants to calm them down.
Oh. Okay,
So
there is a flaming Stegosaurus.
Yeah.
And you notice, Penny, that Lady von Rushman is moving away quite rapidly.
Not so fast. We have Fergus on sight.
Are you going to deploy your GIMP, Claudia?
Well, I'm gonna... If Penny mentions something, I will deploy Fergus to help whatever Penny wants to do.
So Maria, your display of magic causes the crowd to just sort of freeze. So powerful is this display. The heteronormians, their faces go pale. And the rest, everyone just sort of... Giant spectral frog! Lady! What? How? Why does? So that's what... so Maria is calming the crowd. What does everybody else do?
Penny, now with her finger on her ear, because she's effectively in a hobble dress, and Charlie, our baby choice. Charlie is the muscle. So, she does put her hand up to her earpiece and say to everyone, Von Rushman's on the move. Charlie! Pick up the pace!
Go!
So at this moment, Charlie's like standing at the front of the line, just like, this is so cool, I've never seen an art show before. And she's like, and then after hearing her, it's like, and then just drops the glass and then just runs. Into where she's gonna run to. Yeah, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, she does say where, so Von Rushman's like the move at 6 o'clock, headed towards the loading docks or whatever. I don't know, gallery stuff. I know art.
You do that.
Yeah, so she runs one way, so she runs to the right, which is actually 3 o'clock, and then it's like,
no, Charlie.
runs back towards the right direction.
Okay, Charlie. This is a daring roll, and I will make it a contested daring roll against Lady von Rushman, who is trying to get away by the looks of it.
Cool. Question. If I roll badly, can I then invoke the whole Defy Disaster, or is that not
You may.
Alright. Thankfully, I still have a reroll, and I do have a d4, because I haven't used them yet today, so it's 2 d6s. Let's go. Oh, that is nutty. So I'm currently at 10. Now the question is, do I want to use a D4 just to spice it up? No.
Fuck them up. Fuck them up.
You can't take it with you.
Yeah. All right. I need everyone to channel their inner Charlie. You know, this is for Charlie.
For Charlie.
For Charlie.
Oh, Charlie!
Oh, which one's that one? Oh, and I rolled the 4 on that. That's sick.
Ooh,
So 14.
Ooh.
And if it's daring, I get a +1, so 15.
Handily beats
Nice.
beats her 6. So yeah. She simply could not have rolled higher than that. So Charlie, what happens is, you round a corner, having seen Lady Von Rushman in her slinky red dress, moving quickly but not running exactly. As you round the corner, you see in her place an androgynous figure in a form-fitting suit of light drinking material, their face masked, prowling along a passageway. As you approach, you reach out and grasp her, this person, this being. And as they turn, you reach out to grab. You manage to catch the strings of their mask and pull it off. And as you do, just as they are reaching a window from which they appear to seek to dive out of it, the face of Lady Von Rushman is revealed. However, she is now, the hair is short. It's almost a buzz cut. And she is going to make a fight check against you very quickly. Oh, that is a not good. That is a 3 all up. And they say, "Sorry, darling, not today," and dive through the window, leaving you holding onto their mask. As they dive through a third-story window. How they plan to survive the fall becomes quickly apparent as a squirrel suit sort of forms around them, and they fly away. But yes, just before they dive through the window, "Sorry, darling, not today. Good chase, though. Well played."
Oh, goodness.
And flies. And I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Nice. I love it. The fucking squirrel suit is so dumb. I love it.
Just
Interestingly enough, in that moment, seeing as the person's flying away from squirrels, Charlie would actually reach up and touch the back of his shoulders, and then with her other fist slam the windowsill.
Ooh.
Charlie.
Ooh.
I think Josh knows why.
That's very cool. All right. We have been streaming for a gosh darn while, and it is really fun. But we should do our favorite moments and then get out of everyone's hair. Guys, thank you so much for streaming with me this evening. It has been
Thank you for having us.
Awesome stream. So let's do a relatively quick round of favorite moments. Can we do? I think what we'll do is go around each person, and they do 2 other people's favorite moments. They don't have to do. We're not going to do one for every, like 6 for everybody. I don't think we really have time. But who would like to go first with their favorite moments of the evening?
Are we doing self as well, just in case?
You're not obligated to do a self. Let other people cover you.
Excellent.
I have 2 prepared.
Go on then, Daria.
Yes.
Whip it out. Fuck it
Well,
up.
first of all, I have one Josh moment because I loved the Natural History Museum and the fucking dinosaurs holding the paintings. That's very
Yes.
funny and also like creative. I enjoyed that very much. And the second one, I really liked Charlie's flirting with the fucking guy. Huntington
Master
so
Swift.
adorable,
Yes.
so dumb. It's so cute. I love the juxtaposition of Charlie being this like deadly expert and also complete goof. I enjoy that a lot.
Absolutely. I have one for Malaika. The pregnancy belly thievery, like all of the ideas of how to rob places. But the pregnancy belly one, particularly note the troll was like, I don't know, I've seen some trolls that could pull that off.
Stolen!
That was very, very good. And I also really enjoyed... I liked Claudia's interrogation of Lady von Rushman. Yeah.
Yes.
That was very good. I was a little frazzled in that, and trying to decide how much to give away. Like, you were on to her, but I couldn't let it out yet. And I was quite proud of how I managed to answer the questions truthfully without actually giving the game away. Yeah.
That was well done.
Even though I think you already suspected. Yeah.
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 Also, how did you like my move to steal the painting for us?
Yeah.
Amaze.
I was leaving that for somebody else because it was a good move.
Gio,
Yes.
I want to say, first of all, absolute pleasure playing with you.
Oh, thank you.
But second of all, you played really well today overall. And specifically the part where your character, Charlie, was icy
Okay.
and emotionless. Like, I really felt for them.
Thank you.
For her. Just the whole part with the manipulation. Actually, the two of you together in that moment was absolutely amazing. I just have to say it, and yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. So my favorite moment is two favorite moments, but it's the same moment almost. Just that play there, I loved, and if I could have another,
Go on.
I'm going to say Josh bringing in McDonald.
McDonald.
Yeah, McDonald.
Damn you.
McDonald the kobold.
Yeah, the kobold. I loved him so much. So yeah,
Stole mine.
well, just stole both of mine. So
Wow.
I have to say you with the mimic. Just that like moment of like the dominantness at the end, which is like I'm going to fight. It's like, no, you're gonna let me go. Otherwise, hell's to pay. It's just like, yes.
thank you.
Yes, I'll be a mimic, and if that happened to me, I'll be like, yes, sorry.
That's valid, actually. Here, sorry. Let me
Yes.
get that for you. I'll just get the slobber off there. There we are. All right. That could be your pet
Terris tends to do that to me.
Roland.
Sorry.
And I DM for him.
Sorry.
Brilliant.
Why are you sorry? Don't be sorry. Yes, mistress. Sorry, mistress. Crispin Crunch likes Darius' seduction of the lady. Yes, absolutely. Ferguson's brethren swooning. Yeah. All right. Other people. Favorite favorite people. Malaika, how do you feel? Ardanna. Jump in. Whoever
Malaika
wants
go
to
first because I have to rearrange my thoughts again because someone stole my moment.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have a group one. I have one for everybody. Because all of you have these backstories that are sort of semi-baked into your playbooks, but also semi-baked into that you have also done the work on them. And every single one of you today showed off a little bit of that backstory, gave us some hints of who else they are, and I hecking loved it. We saw a little bit of Charlie. We saw quite a bit of Charlie every now and again. We see a little bit of Rosella. We see a little bit of Penny. And yeah, just seeing who all these sneaky people are. Claudia with the relating to the other person who she thinks is a villain, and she's absolutely right. And yeah, and playing with I love the frog.
Yes.
Yeah, playing with that spooky side of Maria, and yeah, Charlie going into one of my contacts, but we're being cautious not just with the audience but also with each other about how I know these people. It's really interesting. There's some for all that this is a very silly game, we're also playing it oddly seriously in parts, and I really love the balance that the six of us have found with them. Yeah, it runs from silly camp to dead set serious and actually kind of cool.
It adds depth. There's a lot of depth to the characters, which is really, really like interesting and nice. Favorite moment is when multiple of us try to pull off our own Claudia.
Yes.
It's great. Like it's interesting how like we just designate it as okay. Like for instance, Charlie, she's like, well, I'm in an art area. I know nothing about art, and Claudia seems to command the space, and I kind of want to flirt with this guy. So, Shantae, and just in Charlie's fashion. But then also Malaika's when she did it, that was cool. And just being in that, so like that was fantastic. It's just like, oh, how do I then put Charlie in this scenario? This is interesting. I like it. Okay, let's go. Let's just wing it. Let's see. And then we just created beauty and art.
Bishop Blood, like when everyone but Claudia went back to the carriage with something.
Okay,
Right.
so my two are both very silly ones, and it has to do with the image that it created in my head, because I think exclusively in images. There's no text going on here. So the first one was, and this image warped a little bit when Josh made that Danny Boy reference. It went from Charlie climbing the wall in just looking like Charlie, and Charlie climbing the wall looking like a gecko frozen in place, like, oh, I got discovered.
Which is a different Danny Boy reference. Yes.
Yes. Which then, of course, went into gecko straddling a hairdryer. If you haven't seen it, go watch Danny Boy.
Yeah.
And the second one was the image of that mimic following Rosella to the carriage, because I just imagine a chair cloppeting along.
I was imagining it was actually more of a chest style seat with a back to it, essentially. So either like walking like you have to walk a wardrobe, or it's sort of like a slug. Because they don't. They have a movement of 0 technically. It
would be like a creeper from Minecraft with those tiny little legs that's click.
If all else fails, Rosella would have just dragged him by his tongue.
Yeah, I kind of figured she would rope 2 of the security guys into carrying it for her. That would.
What if we had kept the mimic in the area and we actually got what was her name? Sally to sit on the mimic.
Yeah.
That's another story.
Tell us what you know, or the mimic eats you.
Yeah. Next level threatening.
All right, Malaika.
Oh no.
I have two. I did like everyone's description of themselves all glammed up for the gala, and it was interesting to see who went slightly practical versus who was like, well, I'm going to a fancy party, so screw practicality. I'm wearing a pretty dress and high heels. And the other kind of group moment is still just building on what you said, getting like the little pieces of lore and backstory of each of the characters, which was very funny when Claudia said honesty is the best policy. Like if anyone could hear, if any one of them could hear from her distant earpiece, they would have been like, oh shit!
Like, get a chorus of bollocks.
Everyone just like, it's like, why are you lying? Why? But yeah, I think it's funny. But also, I think like with that seriousness, I think they're all a bit like, oh, I have a dark and terrible past, but it's all of them, and
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They don't realize that everyone else has gone through shit as well, but they all have their secrets, and it's kind of cute and very sad. As they all try to parent Charlie together.
that's. So no, go Ardanna. I interrupted.
Well, I mean, Maria is perfectly normal and well adjusted. She just has a very odd job aside from the agency.
Look, someone's going to make some money around here. Alrighty. Well, that was glorious. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Has everybody given their favorite moments?
I got one more. It's
go
the
on then.
beginning when we were walking in the flanks and you had Claudia and Maria starting
Yes.
up, and the three of us just walking behind doing
The weirdest
humming,
reservoir dogs.
scatting. Yeah.
But instead of doom 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 doom, it's if you want to be my lover.
Yeah, brilliant.
That would be a very different movie. All right. Well, guys, we should go away from here because we've been streaming for a gosh darn while. But we met our goal, which was pretty cool because I genuinely didn't know what to set it at. But yeah, that's really cool. That $100 goes straight to the Trevor Project to help disadvantaged youth, LGBT youth going through some serious shit. Mental health is super important. It's why I didn't stream yesterday. And
Absolutely.
look, it is. Yeah, it's really cool that these people are going to get some extra help because of the generosity of our wonderful audience. So, guys, thank you so much to everybody who donated. Prizes will be sent out to the winners. I will probably do the draw on Thursday if there is any need for one. I believe most of the people who've donated actually already have a copy of the game. So I don't think there's going to be an awful lot of people who don't. But before we go, we should talk about these lovely people who have agreed to come and be wonderful genderqueers with me this evening. Gio, who the absolute heck have you been today, mate?
Hi, so I am Jer. I was playing Charlie Vex, a little sweetheart of an innocent child until we discovered something a little bit interesting about her in today's session. Normally you can catch me over on the Osquest channel. We are having a campaign that has started recently called The Sword of the Skulls. I am also playing a character called Jad's Adamant, an orcish monk who has a bit of a complexity issue regarding morality, so struggling with the morality and how to navigate that as an elderly monk. But in the meantime, I'm over there. We do kind of a game night every Thursdays, and unless I'm another guest here, which I have been for Hawa, that was great. I love all these people here. They're brilliant. They're warm, welcoming, and I love this crew. Yay.
It has been super fun having you. More Major Magica, more Sword Lesbians will all be coming back. Don't worry, we enjoyed it far too much. Teens in Space can prove when I enjoy something, I will make it happen again. And I really enjoy that Malaika and Ardanna and Terris are in like most of those things. In fact, Ardanna is in all three. Super fun playing with you guys. Malaika, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Malaika. I am a singer, burlesque actress, creative person who occasionally leaves her house to do creative things. You know, it's once in a blue moon, it feels like, because it is too damn cold. But
now you don't have to leave your house to do creative things. You can just do it here.
You've given me the opportunity. I'm so grateful. Yes, you can find me mostly on the Instagrams, although I haven't posted there in a while. And when I'm not there, I'm here being a teen in space or being a half siren thief, apparently. So good times.
Apparently. Yes. Malaika will be back next Monday for more Teens in Space! Oh, that's the thing that we do. Yes, with the wonderful Terris, Ardanna, and Kate O'Sullivan as well. We were going to do it last night, but I couldn't.
Kate O'Sullivan? Oh, now I gotta watch.
The Kate O'Sullivan. Yeah, man. It's
Yes.
Kate O'Sullivan playing the world's most adorable ooze who just wants to be all the shapes.
Aww.
We love them.
Ardanna is a little hug monster hedgehog. Malaika will be playing Zuron, the sort of salamander lizard boy in a giant mecha suit. That looks not unlike a 90s b-boy outfit. And Terris, the emo bird boy Skylar, pilot of the spaceship. And their wonderful spaceship, of course, Sunshine, the giant manta ray that has been cyborgized into a giant spaceship. It's terrifying. Terris, who the heck are you?
Hello, I am Sir Terris, your friendly neighborhood ferret. Don't stream myself just yet, soon mice, but you can find me on the internet playing D&D with various lovely people. And I'll leave it at that.
Marvelous. Ardanna, who the heck are you?
I'm Ardanna or Joe. I am the GM and channel runner over at the Lorite, where I have the immense pleasure of being the GM for a bunch of amazing people. Ran off air there for a second. I'm also basically a mole in the whack-a-mole game over here on Corsair's Code, because I tend to pop up whether people want it or not.
In the last 8 days, I have played TTRPGs with Ardanna 4 times? 3 times. 3. We didn't do Friday.
No, we didn't do Friday because my brain was going.
We were scheduled for 5.
Yes.
But Ardanna had to DM out on the Friday and I had to DM out on the Monday for mental health reasons, and that's cool. We want it. Trust me, we do want it. Yeah. Yes, I agree completely, Kate. And Daria, who the absolute heck are you?
Oh, I was hiding in the back of a class, hoping that the teacher would not call on me. No, I'm Daria. I am an artist. I did portraits and emotes for the channel here, and you're gonna see me on Thursday on the Humblewood train.
Splendid. Awesome. Over in the life plane. With special guest Fenway the Teen DM. We'll be back for another episode there. And we are going to try and get to the top of a mountain. The problem is the mountain is alive and doesn't want to be climbed. So they're going to try feeding it an earth elemental, and maybe that'll calm it down. Yeah, and Mesdames et Messieurs, Dames und Herren of beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with my lovely wife Karen, the mother of bunnies, and all of my splendid friends. We've got another thing coming up soon. Midnight in Madness will be starting at the end of the month. If you're keen for more Humblewood madness in the Barovia, that will be there. We've got to run a two-shot of Teens in Space first. Space. And we are also, on Thursday evenings, Karen and I are going to take a short look at something that the wonderful Mike Moons has sent me by the incredible people at Fights and Fancy. It is a brand new TTRPG. It's a DM-less 2-player TTRPG. It arrived yesterday, and we'll have a look at it. We'll show you all a little bit of sneaky peek on the beginning of the show on Thursday. So come and hang out with us for that. We have a YouTube. We have the Discord. We have all the socials, all the exclamation mark socials, and we are affiliated proudly with the wonderful folks at Wooten Forge. Wooten Forge, creators of WA's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories. Like these beautiful things. Look at that.
That's gorgeous.
This is a Jarrah dice box, dice keeper. They can do laser engraving on it. So, for example, mine has Josh the Pirate in the corner. It's just an incredibly gorgeous thing made of exotic and Australian hard woods, often reclaimed woods as well, which is very much my vibe. In a past life, I was a carpenter myself, and I appreciate the hustle of repurposing
Beautiful
offcuts and beautiful pieces of wood. Australian Jarrah is incredibly hardy and lovely as well. So you can check them out at woodenforge.com/Corsairs Cove, and any purchases you make, we get a cheeky little kickback, you bloody champions. Can I have some hearts in chat for all of our mods this evening? I appreciate the absolute heck out of you all. Yeah, you've all been bloody champions and legends and keeping us safe. Thank you to Winter's Tales and It's Fate's Grip for the incredible raids, you bloody champions. Our new followers as well. Though the very beginning was a hype train, so everybody who subbed and did all the things in that, thank you so much, you excellent beans. And we need to go away from here and raid somebody. And we have a stream team buddy that we're rather fond of. The Eldritch Scribe are live. I don't know what they're doing, but they usually do something fun and RPG related, probably a bit of world building, I imagine, for a Tuesday evening. So we'll drop a wonderful raid over on them. Smash the follow button when you get there, because Des and the gang are an excellent bunch of storytellers. Daria can attest. Yes, throw your favourite raid emotes up in chat, tell them where you came from, show them the love like we always do, and we will see you 7 p.m. AWST on Thursday evening for some more Humblewood. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.